What's good, Fins Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason back for another one. And everybody, wow. Day 3. Chris Greer and Brian Flores are out here hitting home runs and grand slams like it's the bottom of the ninth. They're down by 3 and there's 2 outs. Gotta love it. But it does leave you to wonder one thing, guys. Where was this approach last night? Especially when we were sitting there around 70, watching all the safeties go off the board. Not taking away from how good they've done, but I go back to that Noah pick at 30, guys. To me, imagine Antoine Winfield, Xavier McKinney, or Ashton Davis added to the safety core with this defense that we built already. Wow. Guys, I mean, I don't know if you remember, but Curtis Weaver is one of my favorite players going through this whole draft process. When this all started, when I first came over on TD Fins Talk, he was one of the first guys I would mention. When people would talk about AJ Epinesa, taking him around 10, I was up there saying, go get Curtis Weaver. Forget about AJ Epinesa. And I know his athleticism and his display at the Combine kind of hurt him a little bit. But wow, to get him where we got him, guys, that is arguably the steal of the draft. And then when you add on Jason Strobridge, and when you add on moving up for Solomon Kinley, who to me, guys, Solomon Kinley to me is a top 5 guard in this draft. You've heard me talk about him on TD Fins Talk. You've heard me talk about him when we've done the mock drafts. That is a phenomenal pick. The question you got to ask yourself, though, is he's mainly a left guard. What does that mean for Eric Flowers? Are they going to kick him over to right? I mean, where does Solomon Kinley fit in? And if he kicks over to right guard, what happens with Hunt? Are they projecting him to play at right tackle? What is that? I mean, I think Dieter's on notice, but what does that mean for a guy like Jesse Davis? So very interesting to see how this thing plays out because, guys, if you put a gun to my head right now, my starting offensive line is Austin Jackson at left tackle, Eric Flowers at left guard, Karras at center, Kinley at right guard, and Robert Hunt at right tackle. So there is a lot to like out here right now, guys. I mean, just such great things we saw. We're going to wait to get into the day 2 recap a little bit as we wait for EM's tardiness once again to go away. And he'll show up late as usual, yet always on time in his mind. And we'll go over day 2 then. But for now, I'm going to do something different. We're going to go back off of what we did yesterday, guys. I'm going to put the StreamYard link in the chat. And I want to bring you guys on, and I want to hear how you're feeling after day 3, because this is excitement, guys. I know you saw the thumbnail, but I'm getting that updated as we speak to turn into a day 2 and a day 3 recap, because I think we're going to be here for a little while today, guys. But let's start off differently. Dolphin out here in the comments. Don't worry about the comments, bro. Get backstage. And Matthew picks, I'm right there with you. Why didn't they get pro? You draft that, the only questionable thing that I have, the jury's still out on for me right now, is Brandon Jones. I like the Noah pick. I just don't like how high they made it. That's all. I like the pick. It's a scheme fit. He's going to help that secondary. That's not the issue with me. The player is not the issue. It's where he's picked. Brandon Jones, jury's out. I watched some tape on him yesterday. The scary thing, guys, when I watched him yesterday, the best thing, I know everyone's raving about his intelligence and how he brought a binder full of all the defenses in the NFL, and he went over them and broke them down to all these coaches during the Combine interviews, and that impressed a lot of teams. But the best plays I saw from him, guys, when I went back and I watched probably about 2 hours worth of snaps of him yesterday, and the best that I saw from him was out of the slot. So take it for what it's worth. I know he paid like 371 snaps in the slot, but that's where I saw him most effective. So, I mean, take that for what it's worth. Did we get another slot guy? I don't know. They're obviously probably going to project him at a safety, but that's where I saw him being most effective when I went back and watched him last night. But yeah, let's drop that link and let's get I don't agree with taking, and where I was going with that is taking a long snapper when James Proche is sitting there on the board from SMU. I don't agree with that, guys. So other than the Brandon Jones selection and taking a long slapper over James Proche, I'm happier than a pig and you know what with how this draft has gone, guys. It's been absolutely it's been a home run so far, and you like to see that. You know, what did I say to you guys yesterday on T's stream, right? I said, you know, when me and Ballgame were talking, I said, if you to knock it out of the park at a draft, you have to hitting 50% of your draft picks is an absolute home run. So, you know, and you see all these other teams, guys, let's not sleep. The Bills have had a good draft, you know, other than taking noodle arm Jake Fromm. Good luck with that, Buffalo. Enjoy that one. He's the exact opposite of Josh Allen. How's that going to work out? Yeah, enjoy that. Guys, my dark horse, James Morgan, went to the Jets. I don't know what happened overnight. They got some competence in the front office going on there with their picks. So obviously that means Gase isn't making the call anymore. It has to be. I don't believe it's Gase. I want to see proof that it's Gase if it was making these calls. But, you know, New England's made some good picks, although they got slaughtered in free agency. So they're just trying to fill back up holes. Man, if someone's going to tell me right now, sitting here, that I think in the AFC East, it's us and the Buffalo Bills, guys. I really believe that, man. That's going to be your battle for the top spot. I firmly believe that. And when Tua takes over the reins, good luck. I'll take Tua over Sam Darnold every day and on Sunday. I'll take Tua over Josh Allen every day and on Sunday. Man, the only who am I going to take over him in the AFC right now? The only quarterbacks right now I would take over Tua Tagovailoa in the AFC are what? Deshaun Watson, possibly. What? Patrick Mahomes? Lamar, you can make the case for Lamar Jackson, obviously. It's a very short list that I'm going to take over Tua Tagovailoa, and he hasn't even played a snap yet. So I like where this is going, guys, and we have absolutely fortified that line in front of him with bullies and maulers. Absolutely beautiful. I love how it's going, man. I like the vision. I see us hitting on man. You know, there's only two picks. Like I said, you know, taking the long snapper over Proche and the Brandon Jones. The jury's still out for me on that one. Other than that, beautiful. Fantastic job, guys. I can't say it enough. It's nice to see, you know, I just talked about the Jets having some competence in the front office. It's nice to see the incompetent Tannenbaums, the incompetent guys up there making the calls out. And it's nice to see that these guys have a vision. You know, they have a path. And the trade for Matt Breida. The trade for Matt Breida, guys, you know, this guy's going to give you about 600-700 yards on the ground. And he's probably going to give you about another 2 to 350 through the air. You know, and me and EM were talking about this, and I said this on social media today when people were asking me what my thoughts is, guys, before he got hurt, he was killing it. He was killing it. And then what happened? He got hurt. Tevin Coleman got healthy. Mostert came off, and it became a clustered backfield. But, you know, we were talking, when I was always talking about DeAndre Swift and when I was talking about J.K. Dobbins, what was I talking about, guys? The thunder and the lightning with Howard. We added the thunder to our lightning with Howard, with Matt Breida, and we did it with a 5th-round pick. And on top of that, who was the best running back available when we made that trade? Eno Benjamin from Arizona State. You know, the only guy who I think would have rivaled him on this day for getting a pick would have been Joshua Kelly from UCLA, and he went real early to the Chargers. So great move. I think, you know, that would have been better than anything we could have got at 153. So great move. Love it. I love the vision. Let's drop the StreamYard link. Let's get your guys' thoughts. We'll bring you in one by one. Guys, and the pressure is on the Buffalo Bills. You know, the pressure ain't on us yet. Tua ain't starting. It's Fitzpatrick. And we've given Fitzpatrick, who had a structured good year, you know, you saw structure in his mechanics like you hadn't seen before, because that's what this coaching staff loves. You saw structure in his mechanics. You saw 20 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. You saw him lead our team in rushing, and now we have put a brick wall in front of him. So the weak link has quickly become Karras, who we just signed, but you absolutely love to see it, guys. I don't know what else to say. This is absolute fantastic day 3. You know, where was this yesterday? That's all I got to say right now. Where was this for Tristan Wirfs, and where was this for Ashton Davis? Love it, though. Love it. So let's start off here. DM Finn, what's going on, brother?
Man, not much, man. Loving it, man. Loving it. For once, they done did something halfway decent.
Oh my God. Isn't it nice to see some competence rolling through the draft process right now?
Man, it is beautiful. Now, I got a question for you guys, and you and EM as well, and everybody in the comment section. Now, can y'all please tell me, for once, how is it going to feel next year going into the draft and not needing a quarterback, not needing no line? We got our D together. Now, I've been trying to remember that guy's name, but it's actually his receiver I wanted them to get after they got him, Devonta Smith.
Oh, from Alabama?
Yeah, that's who I wanted them to get because I remember watching that Alabama LSU game. And the problem I had was, everybody was talking about Jerry Jeudy. And EM was right. That dude let his quarterback down. He brought him back in the game, and that dude's supposed to be the best receiver.
Yeah, he should have been catching that drop. You're talking about the drop, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, man? This is crunch time. Oh. You need to catch that ball. Devonta Smith was catching everything his way.
And also, DM, when you go back to Tua's relief in that national championship against Georgia, who'd he throw that winning touchdown to? Devonta Smith, who was a freshman at the time. And another one, they're going to have two guys. They're going to have Jalen Waddle coming out next year, too. So there's possibly going to be two Alabama receivers. And you're right, in the first round. And you've given the option right now to go make a play for, a comrade of this guy, that he's already gone to war with. I agree with you. Devonta Smith, to me, the best two receivers coming out next year are going to be Jamar Chase and Devonta Smith.
And grab one of them to go with him. You got to think, man. That was my whole thing. A lot of people didn't want to. What I looked at is like this: them getting him, they were going to have to do something that we've been wanting them to do for over a near 2 decades. Yeah. Build the old line. So they knew they were going to have to get him. You get him, you build that front line. And that's exactly what they did. And that's what I wanted. Some big physical dudes up there, man, that when they run that ball, they mulling you over. So now you got to think he got some big receivers. He got a tight end. We don't know. They may end up trading for the guy from Tampa Bay right now. We never know.
O.J. Howard?
Right, because you got to think, man, he's on his way out, and they'll probably take a 6 or 7. Look at what they got for the guy from the 49ers. They wanted a 2nd round pick, and they ended up getting him for a 5th.
Yeah, you're talking about Godwin, right? Or Goodwin? Sorry, man.
Right.
Yeah, great. So, dude, and you are 110% right. Through free agency and one draft, we have put ourselves in a position where if we have, what are we going to have at worst? 2 holes next year, and we put ourselves in a position. We have 4 picks already in the first 2 rounds. So, the fact that you could fill those 2 holes with first-round talent, and then in the second round, you're starting to add depth in the second round. Wow, I mean, the window is growing, my friend, and we've talked about this before. Look at how they've set it up too. All these free agents that we've signed, other than Ogba, who signed 2 years, and Karras, who's like on a kind of a 1-year prove it. When you look at the big signings like the Lawsons and the Van Noys and such, they're all lined up to end in 4 years when this draft class is going to be in their 4th year with that 5th-year option on the table in the first round. So they've played it smart, man. And what have they done? They've backed themselves up where, hey, if we're going to lose someone in 4 years, we could get a piece and put them right behind them in the next year with all the capital we have and get it ready. Like you can see the vision, the planning, the strategic movements. It's a beautiful thing to watch. It's poetry in motion, my friend. Any other thing before we get to someone else back here, buddy?
Man, one other thing I will say, man, I think a lot of us forget, man, that we got more than 1 year to build it. And just look at what they've done in that 1 year. You know what I'm saying? Look at what they've done in that 1 year. In this 1 year, and you got to think, we don't know, what I mean? Like you guys keep saying, the top quarterback. They let Tua sit, get the pieces he needs, let him learn the offense. You done put this O-line in front of him, give him a year to work together. Man, them dudes is going to be – and my thing is we're going to be nasty and physical, basically like the Ravens is on defense and offense. You know, but I will understand what you were saying about that 30th pick. I don't know why they didn't get one of those guys a free safety. Because I was like,
honestly, brother, like like I said earlier, like when I started watching the kid yesterday, like I saw another slot guy. So I mean, that's where I saw his best plays happening. So again, everyone loves the versatility because he played in the box, he played free safety as well. I get all that, and he's, from what I understand, he's a sure tackler. He's a smart kid. So I don't know, man. Would it really have cost that much to move up from 70 to 67 or 65 and just ensure you at least get Ashton Davis? I'm not. So I just go back to that Noah pick, man. Taking that luxury pick, and I know some people don't like that term, at 30. What I mean by that is that's not a pressing need. We went to a secondary need. We didn't stick to a primary need when we had the pick of the lot at that primary need. So, I mean, it is what it is. Roll with it. Our secondary is better still with that slot corner. You can't have that much faith in Bobby McCain that he's going to be back there for the whole season. But I mean, we'll see how it rolls, buddy. Fins up, brother.
Sir.
Thanks for coming on,
Fins
DM.
up. Yeah, man. Thank you.
No problem, buddy.
Yeah. All right, y'all have a good one.
You too, brother. So we got Anthony Mazzano, Sharif, and Fins fans, guys. I'll drop the link one more time. We're going to get to Anthony first, then we're going to get to Sharif, then we'll go to Fins fan. Anthony, what's going on, brother?
Hey, Reason. Honestly, my grade for this draft is a B+. So,
yeah, I mean,
and honestly, I like the safety class for next year a little bit better than this year. I like Caden Stearns, the guy from Texas. What's your opinion on him?
I haven't looked into the safety class for next year yet, man. I really thought we were going to identify that this year.
Yeah, and honestly, the two guys I want to draft really because of their consistency and not shanking punts or missing kicks are Blankenship and Mann. Because honestly, I don't trust Hack or Sanders that much at the position because we've lost games because of them missing kicks or messing up punts and stuff like that. So I would rather have
when it comes to next year. Right now, I've basically been into the linebacker tape because I figured linebacker was going to be a need the way we were fitting up. I've done some of the running backs. I've done a lot of the quarterbacks, and I think. And I've done a couple tackles, mainly Penei Sewell.
How about receiver? Have you done receiver yet?
I've done some receivers, yeah. So,
what's your opinion on Brevin Jordan next year, the tight end from Miami?
I haven't done tight ends yet. So I've done wideouts.
The two guys you need to watch out for. You need to really watch tape. Watch Miami games this year. Are Gregory Rousseau and
bro, I'm watching for Derek King, bro.
Derek?
Yeah.
Honestly, he's not going to be a quarterback at the next level.
Bro, I was being facetious, brother.
Oh, I thought you were being serious.
No.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, honestly, I like the draft. Honestly, if we keep Hunt, we're probably going to draft Penei Sewell next year and move Austin to the right tackle position, to be honest. Because we're gonna have
if you're going to get Penei Sewell, you better hope that you don't need a top 10 pick for Penei Sewell. You need a top 5 pick. This guy's an early Heisman favorite.
Or Walker Little.
And he's a left tackle. Walker, yeah, but Walker Little, I would take Alex Leatherwood before I'm taking Walker Little next year. I didn't have Walker Little, wouldn't have busted my top 4 this year.
So you don't like just because he's from Stanford and they have a tendency to develop really good offensive linemen, you don't put stock in that?
I watched Walker Little a lot this year because I thought he was going to declare, and he's good. He's a mammoth. He's a freaking tower of a man, but I would take Leatherwood and I would take Penei Sewell all day over him next year.
Oh, who do you want to draft with our last 2 picks? Do you want a punter and a kicker? What positions do you want to fill?
I don't really care because right now we're bordering line on UDFAs, so it doesn't really matter to me once we get in the 200s.
Do punters and kickers rarely get drafted at all? They always get.
Well, you see them in the 6th. You see them in the 6th, the 7th, and hey, Sebastian Janikowski went in the 1st, right? So
that's rare.
That is very rare. So
they have to be a like legendary kicker, like a really good kicker to be in
for
the first round at all, right?
Well, you don't really see it that often at all. So, I mean,
okay, I'll let Sharif and your other fans. Thanks for letting me come on. Are you gonna be on TDs later on? If he's
I think we're going live on TDs at around 7:00.
Okay.
All right, buddy.
Bye, Reason.
Have a good one, buddy. All right. Sharif, what's up, brother? Hey. How you doing today?
How's it going, Reason?
Man,
everything's great. I like the analysis of the listeners and the commenters. So I'll just jump right into the mindset of I can't get every fan to equip themselves with a mindset, but I can attempt. What I'm seeing is a 2-year plan, right? Mm-hmm. And so I guess we need to flush out what Adam Gase has installed. Mm-hmm. And I think he did a ton of that by trades and getting people who don't fit, right? Now, mm-hmm. I trickled that in with the Mel Kifers of the world. I mm-hmm. had my big board. You had your big board. Everyone had their board. And we're as fans, what we're not noticing is we have to have the same mindset as Greer and Flores, even though we end up wrong. Mm-hmm. We have to have the same mindset. And what I'm saying is that's predicated on who they think that will fit.
Yeah.
So when I look at the fit, I look at Raekwon Davis, and I look at Wilkins, and I look at Gotcha on first down, and when I look at Strobridge, and Weaver, mm-hmm. they can give someone a rest on first down running, setting the edge, and a guy like Weaver can come in on the third down. And so what I'm saying is the Dolphins don't want stars. I mean, I don't want to I can't water it down anymore. We're not looking for stars. We're not looking for McKinney, Swift.
Hey,
we're not looking for stars, man.
They got arguably the most marketable guy in this draft with their 5th pick.
So if you're looking for the star, we got the star in Tua. Tua is the star, but his character is well loved.
I'm telling you, brother. I mean, I don't know how long you've been on TDs, but I mean, Curtis Weaver, I've been banging the table for over 6 months now. That kid's gonna be a star, brother. I'm telling you.
He was behind. He was behind AJ Epinesa in setting the edge for me in the whole draft.
I got Esteban backstage here, and he'll attest to it. When people were saying take AJ Epinesa at 10, I was on TD stream saying no. You wait for Curtis Weaver.
Exactly.
And so I look at it this way, brother. Raekwon Davis, another guy I was banging the table for with EM. That's not technically a star, but we saw how bit of a fit he was, and you know what I mean. So, I mean,
6'5", 320. Yeah. And look what Flores did. This is why I say the 2-year flush of Adam Gase and Mike Tannenbaum. Mm-hmm. Raekwon McMillan, he's now a pass rusher. They didn't know what the hell to do with him. Gesicki in year 2, they didn't know what the hell to do with him. Devontae Parker, year 4. I can go back to Jason Taylor. They were trucking Jason Taylor in year 1, 2, and 3. We got to see what these rookies develop like Dieter does in year 2 and 3 to see. So relax, guys. We got our star in Tua. We're not looking for stars at each position. We're not looking for DeAndre Swift and McKinney. And why didn't you get this guy? And you could have moved up for that guy.
What I said yesterday, if Dobbins was on the board at 56, we were going Dobbins.
But you still got someone better than Dobbins, who's Breida. Breida is better than any running back in this draft.
No. He's not. No. I won't. No.
He's ready to take the banging,
brother.
That's what I'm saying.
Brother, that's one of the questions. The last couple of years, he hasn't been healthy for a full season since his first year.
So by the same token, his agent thought he was underpaid.
Yeah, but brother, come on. He's not better than DeAndre Swift or Jonathan Taylor or J.K. Dobbins, brother. I can't agree with that, man. I don't think he's better than Cam Akers over him too. We got better than what was available on day 3, that's 110%.
From being a pro and knowing what to do in the NFL, I'd say we got better than every running back that was available in the draft at number 5 round pick.
Oh, and no, on day 3, we got the best. We got better than anything available on day 3 for sure. But I'm not taking him over the top 4 guys that I had on my big board. I don't think so. But that's all you need is a guy to catch, right? All he's going to be is, this is going to be a guy that's, like I said, he's going to get you two.
It's going to be a rotation.
Yards. Well, you're gonna this guy. He's a change of pace. He's going to be a change of pace to Howard. This guy's only going to get you about 600-700 yards. He can't take the banging of 1,000 yards.
Exactly.
1,200
and that's
yards.
why you got Howard, and that's why you got Gaskins coming back. That's why you got all of these other running backs.
Don't you dare say Kalen Ballage, Sharif.
No, I won't. I won't go there.
All right.
But
all right.
the main thing, guys, is I'm not seeing the Dolphins. Remember, Greer had 2 drafts. This is his 2nd draft. He blew it on Charles Harris, but he also hit in the 2nd round with Xavier Howard. He also got Laramie Tunsil. He also got these other guys who were successful. So if we're looking at Greer's draft, under Flores, he's going to need year 2. So we're going to need to take our time here and let him get the guys who he sees fit in a rotation, so we don't have worn down players by time it's week 11. That's all I have to. And another thing, as fans, I don't like to see the, all of the disagreements in the TD side, but I guess the disagreements stir great conversation because we're passionate and we want to know why. But I think EM has quality,
right? That's all where it comes from.
I think EM, Finsanity, everyone has their qualities. I just think sometimes, the room's probably a little flustered and we get misunderstood a bit. But I'll be back on later. Dolphins at 241 and 241 and 257, I think. That's when they're picking. But you guys take care. I'll be in the comments and you guys let someone else get in.
All right, brother. Have a good one, eh? Always good to see you.
All right, take care. All right, man.
Fins fan, what's good, buddy?
Man, we own it.
How you feeling, bro?
Man, hey, look, I'm looking at everything, and we look balanced too, though. You know what I'm saying? It look like we're gonna come out there, like we're gonna play some bullet ball on team.
Those trenches are scary to look at for other teams on both sides of the ball.
I like to sit there and see the practices because I know the defensive line, they're gonna be getting that work, and the offensive line gonna be picking up that work too, though. We're gonna be right.
Yeah,
we're gonna be right.
I'm kind of happy we're sitting Tua for a year with the battles that are going to be going on in those trenches, man.
Yes, sir. So, and he gonna learn. Man, we on the road. We on our way.
Yeah, man. I can't. Can I ask you this, Vince fan? You've been a fan for a long time now. When was the last time you were this optimistic heading into a season?
Never.
It's been since the Marino era. To me, it's been since the Marino era.
It's been like, you know what I'm saying? It's probably been like that since.
Yeah. Because we all knew
we had Randy Brown.
Yeah, but we knew when we had Ricky. When we had Ricky, we weren't winning with Jay Fiedler, right? We knew we weren't going to win with Jay Fiedler. So,
man,
this is crazy, man.
I like it when we had Eric Spoelstra because he put that work in with the offensive line and we could run the ball.
Yeah,
but we can't. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we'll have one wide receiver and we won't have another wide receiver to stop the double team. You know what I'm saying? Just to ease it up a little bit. And so I don't know, but I know right now can't nobody mess with it. You don't know who the double team, Preston Williams, or you want to go over there and mess with Parker. You know what I'm saying? We got tight end. He looking good. Everybody like they ain't no attitudes. Don't nobody like they big headed. Everybody like they ready to work. You know what I'm saying? And you know you got to work. So that's why I like it. And we ain't never been a bad team though. You know what I'm saying? I be gambling with us, and I always take us with the money. And half the time people always talking junk about the Dolphins. They gonna give us 14 points. They gonna give us 21 points. Easy money. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna cover the 7 most of the time. So
for sure.
So I'm not saying. So being a fan, I get to laugh at people a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? I don't make it to the Super Bowl. I get to hold on to we beat New England. We beat the Super Bowl champs. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. And we got the 72. We got the 72. You know what I'm saying? Only team to go undefeated.
Yeah.
So
I gotta ask you though. I hope
you're on the track to do that again, man.
Let me ask you this, bro. Besides Tua, who was your favorite pick of this draft?
I'm gonna tell you for real. The first day I wasn't really impressed, but then after listening to the show and listening to y'all, come to find out we got 2 20-year-olds. 2 20-year-olds.
Yeah,
I'm impressed by both of them. You know what I'm saying? Even like the dude from USC. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It just off the strength of him getting his sister bone marrow. You know what I'm saying? To show the type of person he is. You know what I'm saying? That's a good dude. He gonna go all out for his team. And the other dude, man, he playing like what they say, 800 some matchups. I mean, coverages and only gave up 3 touchdowns. 20 years old, man, he bad.
Excellent pick.
We get. Yeah. Hey, look, I wanted to see us get young Patrick Surtain from Alabama
next year.
But I don't even know if
next year.
Room for him.
I know. Yeah, he's going to be a stud. That kid's going to be a stud too. Way better than Trevon Diggs. Trust me. Any last thoughts, Fins fan, before we get some more people back here, buddy?
No, man. You know what I'm saying? I was just happy to be up here. I'm easy to talk to now, though. Reason you my dude, though. You got a good name. You know what I'm saying? Because you do try. You know what I'm saying? You reason. You know what I'm saying? But everybody gotta have their passion. You know what I'm saying? So I like to hear. You know what I'm saying? I like to hear people vent. And you know what I'm saying? Nobody want to see the same old. It's time for us to run the LCs, man. You know what I'm saying?
I love it, brother.
That's what it is.
That's exactly it, man. Couldn't have said it any better right there.
Yep.
Awesome,
See y'all
brother.
later on.
Yo, appreciate you for always coming through, Fins fan. Much love, brother. Appreciate you a ton, eh?
All right, bro. Appreciate it, man.
All right.
Yo, bro. Before we get to the next person who's been waiting patiently, which is Esteban, I got to shout out a few people here. I got to shout out Dwayne Wood for making his donation. And what he said to us, because you got to love, he made it through PayPal. So he just made the donation. Quentin Riddle has made a donation yesterday saying all love. All love, Quinn.
What?
And I got to shout out.
Quinn, what's up? Appreciate that.
And I got to shout out Fake Spike again for his 3rd donation saying, just supporting the family, Tua forever. Brother, love it. Appreciate it. And then we got another donation just now from Quentin Riddle saying, love the draft picks. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it a ton. All right, let's bring on.
It's greatly appreciated.
Let's bring on fan club member number 2 of the Curtis Weaver fan club. What's going on, Esteban? What's going on?
What's up? Hey, man. Next year, we're going to get sexy, bro. But look at this lineup. Raekwon Davis, we got Strobridge, Curtis Weaver, Ogbah, Lawson, Christian Wilkins, and then got y'all, man, bro. We have depth. Nobody can play subpar. Shaq Lawson, Ogbah, I know those are the guys we brought in, but these rookies are going to push to start, bro. I'm so excited, man.
Yeah.
Next year we're gonna get all these skill positions that everybody wanted, all these picks that we wanted this year. We're gonna get them next year, bro. I mean, we can actually look at wide receiver, galore next year, bro. I mean,
DM had a good point. Target a guy like Devonta Smith if he's out next year. If you're gonna go receiver, I like that a lot, man.
Yeah, man. Waddle. Bro,
yeah, Jalen Waddle, yeah,
Waddle, man, that's the guy that I was thinking
about. Go get Jamar Chase.
Yeah,
man.
My thing is, I just couldn't believe at the beginning of the year when we first started talking about the possibility of Tua coming to Miami. It just blows my mind away how people were saying we couldn't get our quarterback and address the trenches in the same year. I'm just blown away that people didn't get onto this earlier. They were killing the possibility. Well, that's what their initial argument was. We couldn't address defensive, the running game as well as run defense and get the same quarter in the same year.
and they have executed this plan flawlessly. Now, again, on paper, now they have to go out and prove it on the field. But our front office has executed their plan flawlessly. I mean, they couldn't have constructed a better draft. They couldn't. Mm-hmm. They addressed every single need. There's a question mark at safety, but this kid, a lot of people in NFL circles had a high grade on this kid, but he tore his shoulder up and he couldn't work out at the combine. And then that, on top of everything, was going on, with the lockdowns, in place and everything. It just kind of complicated things for him. But they said when healthy, this kid had a high second-round grade on it. So before we so quickly, I know we fell in love with Antoine Winfields of the world, the Ashton Davises of the world, the Jeremy Chins of the world. I get that. The Xavier McKinney's of the world. I understand. Those are the sexy names. But this kid, when you look at his tape,
I'm just saying.
He displays.
I believe he's like 182nd on. If it was him, I gotta double check it. Either him or Brandon Jones. It might have been Brandon Jones. Yeah, I think it was Brandon. No, my bad. Brandon Jones was 182nd on PFF Big Board, guys. FYI.
So, a lot again. I don't necessarily take PFF as gospel, but I consider a lot of people's different opinions.
He's a good punt.
Again, but look on tape though. I'm talking about look at the versatility in this game. Now again, I'm not saying this kid is going to be Minkah Fitzpatrick. I'm not saying that, but he exhibits.
But he only his basically highlight reel is him in the slot. Well, from what I watched of him, at least when I watched snaps of him yesterday, he was most effective in the slot from what I saw.
I'm just saying we shouldn't be so quick to kill this pick because we fell in love with all these other names. Is my point. So let it play out.
At 68, no excuses when you got 14.
Let it play out. This kid could turn out to be what we've been looking for. He could be the perfect piece to this defense. We have to all of these picks. We have to let it play out. But on paper, they have executed their plan flawlessly, in my opinion.
I agree with what better on paper, man. Because I remember, I know you guys were talking about. Y'all don't remember the last time you actually believed that we were going to do something, but I did in 2003, man. When we had Ricky at running back, we had got Pennington from the Jets, Chris Chambers at wide receiver. We had Sayal at linebacker, Thomas, Jason Taylor. Dude, I really thought we were going to the Super Bowl that year, man. I mean, we failed, and we failed horribly. I don't even think we got
Pennington. I was never like I understood how accurate he was, but by that time, the guy's arm was about to fall off. Arm strength. That's why I wasn't a huge Pennington guy.
And he was never known. He was never known for his arm strength.
Already before the injuries,
before that. But it's a lot of positivity.
Yeah,
look at and all of them fit the scheme to a T. And like I said yesterday on yesterday's stream, I just hope the Dolphins maintain that approach on potential targets.
Well, it looks like they got Brandon Jones, where if he doesn't suit at safety, they got another guy they can throw in at the nickel spot if they need to. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, we haven't even Jerome Baker at safety yet, man. I mean,
y'all need to get off that, bro. Jerome Baker.
I think Devon Godchon, Jerome Baker, I think might be on notice, man.
Oh yeah, definitely Devon. Definitely. Well, yeah, both of them. Yeah, you're right.
I think guess what, Esteban? And guess what, Esteban? You know what the thing is? They're not Flores guys, so no one should be surprised.
They're not.
That's true, man.
If you're not a Flores guy, I think the only one that's really saved is like
McMillan.
Obviously, yeah, exactly. Other than Xavier Howard now, it's probably McMillan.
I agree 100%.
I agree 100% with that, man. I was thinking about that last night, man. But bro, I'm so happy.
That's a pipe dream about Jerome Baker coming.
Well, he's still on the roster, bro. I mean,
in my opinion, nobody improved.
I'm happy though, man. I'm happy with today's picks, bro. I mean, I wasn't expecting them to do this, to be honest, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe. I mean, so many things passed on Curtis Weaver, man. It's unreal.
And all because his athleticism is in question, and there's questions about his motor. But I've seen games where he takes over, man. So
body type wise, he's a scheme fit for what EM's been talking about, and Strobridge as well, because Strobridge actually does play in that 3.
He's an end. Yeah, he's the end. He's an
end. He's used to taking on 2 guys, and he did it. He did it all year in the ACC, and he did it in the season.
Honestly,
Esteban,
I didn't think we were going to be Esteban. I didn't think we'd be getting him on day 3. Like I didn't think he was going to be there. They took him in the 150s. That's a top 100 player, man.
Yep.
And if you look at all of them, look at all the defensive players that we acquired, all of them excel in fundamental 2-gap principles. All of them. Go put on their tape and look at the hand placement on all of them. It's a common thing amongst every defensive player that we selected. All of them win 90% of the time with their hand placement. And again, that's the core fundamentals of a base 34 2-gap scheme. Scheme fits are everything. I've been telling y'all that all year. So I think they kept that approach, today.
EM, you are right, bro. And all Dolphins Nation paying attention, he is correct, because that is going to be our base this year. We're going to be running that.
Yeah.
With you, I mean, that's what I got.
Y'all been killing me all year.
He's right.
Killing me all year, bro. Killing me.
He brought it, man. But one of the things that's awesome is, TD's been right about a lot of stuff, man, about guys getting cut and predicting it way ahead of time. Reason's been right about a lot of stuff. You saw it in the draft. Insanity brings some to the table, man. Right. I mean, everybody, man.
Right.
So, I got a lot of respect for all of these predictions that y'all are making, man. Dude, we're doing it before analysts on TV, man. So that's all I got to say. We do.
Hey, we all bring a level of value to whatever platform that we choose. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. So I know we might argue and bicker. We have differences of opinions. I get animated. We all know that. Everybody gets animated at times. But at the end of the day,
with that term, man, we got to stop talking about arguing. I mean, like, we need to stop saying that out of our mouths, man. It's just a passionate debate. That's all it is, man.
Right. Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
There's nothing. It's not arguing.
Absolutely.
They're just passionate debates, because I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at Reason. I ain't mad at TD.
Absolutely.
It's just passionate. People that say arguing, I don't think they understand that it's just a debate, man. That's all it is, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? We're just trying to get our points across. There's no love lost. That's my thing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I know that's been
I agree 100%, bro.
Heavily. Right. So
we got Joe Blow, we got Joe B, and we got Shake Money back there, brother. But anything else you want to say before you get out of here?
Esteban, much love, homie.
Man. I see when you come to San Antonio, bro. Definitely go do something, man. I'll go take you out. I don't think you can hang though, bro, because everybody that comes down here to go do stuff, they can't hang with me, bro.
Look. San Antonio is my stomping grounds, homie. San Antonio is my stopping ground. So
I'm gonna make him tap out, bro. Watch Reason. I'm gonna make this dude tap out, bro. just like everybody else, man. They all tap out. No, hey man, honestly, bro, my last bit is man, we have done so good in the draft and free agency this year. I'm not used to this as a Dolphin fan. And on top of that, man, cherry on top was Tua. I know we bickered back and forth about him and Burrow. I do like Burrow. I'm still not coming up off that. I still think he's going to be a good quarterback as a pro, but I mean, he's not on our team no more, so I don't care. We got Tua. I know the guy's talented. I just want to make sure that we take care of that Corvette, bro. You know what I mean? And I'm really looking forward to him. It's awesome, man. We got so much to look forward to with this guy, man. Marketable. Yeah. And that's it, man. Fins up, bro.
Yeah.
See y'all later, man.
All right, homie.
All right, brother. Have a good one. Joe B, what's good, homie?
Joe, what's up, fellas? What's up, fellas? How y'all doing? Appreciate y'all letting me on here.
I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic right now.
Man, I'm gonna be real with you, man. I don't in depth about these picks on the second day or the third day, you know. But I will say this: I knew about Weaver because reasons, you know, he hipped us to all what he was about, and I was that jumped off the page when I saw it. Mm-hmm. And man, I'm just happy. Put like this: I don't know these picks. I kind of know Weaver, but I have 100% trust in this front office that they know what they're doing. And you can see just, okay, we needed that position, they got it. We needed that line, they got it. So I trust in them, even though I don't know the picks. But I'm just so happy.
You know what's funny too, Joe Blow? I'll call you Joe B. You know what's funny? You know what's funny? But, if you go back and you watch our last mock, if you look at the later, I was literally trying to decide between Robert Hunt and Solomon Kinley at one point.
Yeah.
So that's what's crazy about the last mock we did. I was actually trying to choose. Solomon Kinley is a top 5 guard, and and Hunt can play tackle, or he could be a top 5 guard in this draft.
And I think on our stream we were out ahead of Raekwon Davis.
Oh, we were the first one.
Yeah, I remember.
And I even said on the stream yesterday, I even said on TD stream yesterday, we got to get Raekwon at 56.
Yeah,
we took him at 56.
Yeah.
So I love the picks. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I don't think I heard anybody mention his name before we were up here.
I got a question though. Yeah, I got a question, and this is I'm 50-50 on this, but I want to see what y'all take is. And I know y'all. I know y'all just so you know, but I'm gonna ask it. If we're 6-6, and this defense is improving, we can see improvement from the defense, and we're 6-6. Is the fan base patient enough to say, okay, we want to see Tua these last 4 games, or we can just wait those last 4 games and see it and let them start next year? What is y'all take on that?
They need to be patient. If you're 6-6 and you're already basically out of it, and you're going to rely on a rookie to carry you for the last 4 games, I don't want him getting it. No, that's not a good position to put him in.
I don't want that. No.
Right.
I would rather take the approach that the Kansas City
put Rosen out there.
With Mahomes. Let him get killed.
Let Rosen be the dummy out there, bro.
I hope the Dolphins take the approach that the Kansas City Chiefs took with Patrick
Mahomes. Me too.
Put him in, give him spot duty in situations where we're up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
3 or 4 touchdowns, 3 or 4 touchdowns, the game's out.
Exactly.
Let him go with 2 minutes left, run the 2-minute offense so we can get activated to doing that at the next level.
Exactly. Let him get his feet wet that way. So I don't want to see Tua only in that scenario. Any other scenario, I don't want to see Tua this year.
Yeah.
I'm going to get off here, y'all. I'm just so proud to be here. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to leave with this. I'm going to tell you, I wasn't going to buy that Sunday ticket if they didn't get a Tua. That's just how
I know, right?
I wasn't going to buy it. All right, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm watching. Thank you.
It's always a pleasure.
I appreciate y'all. Peace.
Always a pleasure.
All right. Shake Money. What's going on, brother?
Shake.
This man's been patient back there. What's going on, brother?
Oh, not much, man. I just been playing some Grand Theft Auto while I'm waiting, so and listening.
How you feeling today, bro?
I'm feeling good, man. Like always, man. I have trust in this system, so you know I know they were making the right picks. Not to mention, you have Brian Flores as a scout. That was a scout. Chris Greer, that was a scout. McKenzie, that's a scout, and and Marvin Allen, who's also a scout. So you got nothing but scouts in there that know what they're doing.
Yep.
So
and see,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Omen. Go ahead.
I just wanted to congratulate y'all, man. I've been pounding the table before you were pounding for Tua that you needed your own show.
I appreciate it.
That is true because he hit me up.
We were listening to all you in the comments. We kept hearing you guys say they need their own show. We like their chemistry, so that's one of the reasons why we did it, brother.
Yep. Shake is right.
Yeah, man. So you're one of the reasons we did it, Shake. Appreciate you, man.
No problem. Hey, can I ask you a question? This is not Dolphins related. I heard you're a big Gators fan.
I'm a Gators fan, yeah.
All right, I have two questions. Number one, are you gonna do Gators content? Because I think that's what we need. Good YouTubers with Gator content because I could barely find any.
Oh, hey, then I'll definitely put it on the board right now. For sure, I can give updates and stuff. The problem with film right now is unless you're getting coaches film at the NCAA, they're really coming down hard on people that are taking broadcast footage. So I can figure something out though. If there's a need for it, then yeah, I can figure something out. No problem.
And the next question would be, next year, who do you think should be the starting QB, Trask or Jones?
Trask. I have Trask in my top. I have Trask on the cusp of my top 10 for my big board next year if he declares. So if he comes out, so.
Okay, man, I appreciate y'all, man. And let me ask you this. All right, let's say when Tua becomes a starter, and Jacoby Brissett gets cut, would you like for him? I would like for him to be the backup because you would have two left-handed quarterbacks, and the receivers don't have to get used to different spirals and things like that. What y'all think of that?
Who gets cut?
Jacoby Brissett.
I thought he was right-handed.
He's familiar with Flores too, so.
Yeah, he's right-handed, isn't he?
He's right-handed. I thought he was right-handed.
Well, he was left-handed.
I thought he was right-handed.
Yeah, I did
too. I remember that. That's what they were saying. He's left-handed.
Jacoby Brissett, the quarterback for the Colts right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought he was right-handed, bro. I don't know.
I'll stay away from that anyways. I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, me either.
Well, besides, what was your favorite pick of this draft? Besides, of course.
Mine was Raekwon Davis. That's my favorite pick.
I'll go with I'll give you my top 3 picks: either Raekwon Davis, Robert Hunt, or I'll take Curtis Weaver at the value we got him at. And I love that Kinley pick. Kinley's another top 100 player. That's the thing. Kinley's a top 100 player. Strobridge is a top 100 player, and Weaver's a top 100 player. So.
And see, I love them all. I just what's so refreshing to me is that the approach they took on the players that they selected. I can't emphasize this enough. All of these players are ideal scheme fits of what they're going to ask those players to do within the confines of the scheme. Okay. So many times in the past we draft players, i.e. Deion Jordan. Okay. What he consistently put on tape in college, we draft him, trade up to get him at number 2, and we take him and try to convert him and make him out to something he's not good at. Yeah. Charles Harris. That's why I made it when we were talking about this Chase Young, Yatir Gross-Matos debate. This is my point I was trying to make to our fan base. Chase Young hasn't demonstrated on tape consistently, whether he was asked to or not, whatever the reason is, he hasn't displayed the ability to excel in 2 gap principles. And then, again, look at the theme of the defensive players that they have selected in this draft. They have ID'd and figure out and evaluated them based off their tape. And they brought these players in, and they're going to ask them to deploy those kind of principles within our defense. That's why I was so adamant about Chase Young might not be. Now, he could be, maybe or maybe not. But I'm just saying, when you're evaluating players, especially that high, you got to go by what they have consistently put on tape. So that's refreshing to me to see this front office take this approach and IDing players, in the draft process. So it's totally contradicted what we've seen in the past. This is why I think just that approach alone, I think in terms of the success of players that they select in the draft, I think they're going to hit potentially on a lot more play. We won't see as many draft busts as we had, hopefully, as we've seen in the past.
All right, man. Well, congratulations again. Before I go, let me ask you this. Let's say they run a 4-man front defense, right? Can you imagine if they ran with the guy the guy we picked in the 3rd round, the defensive tackle they just picked up, and Zach Sealer in the middle, both 6'6", both almost 300. One's 280, the other's 3-something. Who would be the defensive ends?
In a 4-man front?
Yeah, you have Zach Sealer and
I think in a 4-man front, they'll be kicked inside. You want Ogba and you want Shaq Lawson on the perimeter. You don't want them.
I'm talking about Zach Sealer and those guys will be the defensive tackles. who will be the perimeter.
Agba and well, you can go either Agba, Shaq Lawson, or Weaver, or Kyle Van Noy. You can put either of them on the perimeter. But yeah, it gives us that another the players that, like with the selection of Weaver, it gives us another dimension in terms of our flexibility. He's another player that you can do so many. He's got a lot of diversity in his game, and but yeah, gives us a lot of flexibility, a lot of options moving forward, a lot of depth. So,
all right, man. Well, congratulations, guys, and if you guys do get a Patreon, so let me know. I'll be one of the first ones to join. So,
for sure, brother. I appreciate it.
Thumbs up, guys.
Shake. Appreciate you, homie.
All right. We got a couple people backstage. Larry L, what's going on, brother? How you feeling today?
Hey, guys.
Larry, what's good, man?
Dolphin fan. Good day to be a Dolphin fan.
Very good day.
Listen, I've been operating on the wrong assumption. I got to eat some crow here. Okay?
Okay.
And I want to thank, and I'm going to take that blame that's on me and put it on somebody else. I want to thank our beat reporters for not asking what kind of running scheme Chad Gailey and Flores were planning on, because I didn't know. So when I did my research, I know Gailey ran a spread offense. So when I did my research, what he matched with his spread offense in the past was a zone blocking scheme. Okay. So throughout this whole draft, I've been putting up my board and predicted my picks based on his own blocking scheme. And then it happened. You picked up on it, Reason. When they picked up Solomon Kinley, okay, I don't even have him on my Dolphin board top 100, okay? Not because he's not a good player, but he doesn't fit the scheme of his own blocking.
Nope.
Okay?
Nope.
So all of a sudden I had to rethink what's going on here. So either they're actually going zone block, a power or a gap blocking scheme, or they don't know what they're doing their jobs and making a mistake that's surprisingly that often. They're taking players that don't fit the system. So I'm assuming they know what they're doing. So Kinley tells me they're going to a power blocking scheme. The reason I didn't pick it up with Hunt, because I love Robert Hunt like you, because when they picked him, I told you guys, I thought they were going to put him at guard.
A lot of us did.
Because I'm thinking in terms of the zone scheme. Now, Hunt is mobile, but he's not mobile enough, in my opinion, to be in a zone scheme. So I thought they were going to move him on guard. And a lot of people say he's better at guard, and I tend to agree with that. But so here I went along, and thinking along, I'm happily got my list. I'm right on, spot out, right on. And then all of a sudden, the Dolphins pick Kinley. I'm saying, what the freak's going on? Okay. So I had to rethink everything. And the reason I didn't notice it with Hunt, because now it makes sense as a right tackle, because people have to understand the difference, the character you look for between a guard and a right tackle depends on the scheme. When you're going a zone blocking scheme, the most important attribute is mobility. Okay. Power and gap is strength. Okay. And it was hidden because, like I said, Hunt has that flexibility. Maybe won't be elite, because I was thinking of him as an upgraded version of Jesse Davis, which is a nice upgrade, but still not exactly the type of tackle you want. Okay, so now that's what happened. So, guys, looks like the Dolphins are going to be a power running football team with their spread offense.
I think they were. We talked about this on TV. Yeah. We talked about this all year long, and Flores. That's basically what he said in his introductory and
the Howard signing should have gave it away too.
Yeah. No, yeah. Actually,
I'm sorry. Actually, you can run power football, a power runner, and spread offense. Matter of fact, spread offense, I think, is underrated. Really is a good running scheme. Okay, but it depends on your strength and the type of runner. So yeah, Howard, because what you're looking for when you're running zone scheme is a runner that can read where the gaps are going to be, where the holes are going to be occurring. Okay, so Howard, I think, can do that. A good runner can do that. Some do it better than the others. I think Howard. That's why I never even considered it, even though you're right. Technically, he fits a profile. A power runner fits a profile of a power scheme. But
I think
he can play zone and power. That's what he's good. Like, he can play both. Because, I mean, when you look at what the Eagles ran and what Chicago ran, so.
We tried to implement this concept last year, but we didn't have the players up front. You know, that's why I think that's why, you know, we were talking about Michael Dieter, why he struggled so much, because he just doesn't fit the profile at this stage. But now
he may fit the profile. Now that makes sense what a couple of you guys say. And I always predicted he might be moved to center. Dieter may not be mobile enough for guard, but for powerful enough for a guard, but as a center, he might be better.
He's perfect. He's perfect.
I don't know if he's perfect because you still need strength there, but it's not as big a requirement as the guard and tackle, because that's generally running away from the center. You're not running up the middle very often in that kind of scheme.
And if you look at the profile of all the players that they acquired in free agency in the draft, Eric Flowers, Ted Karras, Hunt, the kid from Georgia, even the tackle we selected in the first round, Jackson, all of them.
Jackson.
Just look
no,
at the
you cannot
size
talk
now.
about Jackson. He's so talented, he can fit in any scheme.
I agree.
That's why he's an elite tackle, or next to an elite tackle.
Even if you just look at the size of our offensive line, look how much bigger we are. Look how much more girth we have. So they're going to a power scheme.
I wish I could take credit for this, but there was another analysis thing on YouTube, analysis host, who came up with this comment on Hunt, and I gotta love it, right? He said, "I love Hunt. Okay, he's not mean. Okay, he's not a mean player. Okay." And I'm thinking, what are you talking about? Then he said, "No, he's not mean. He's a violent player.
Yeah, he's a bully.
He's a bully.
Yeah,
exactly. He would love to hit. He looks to hit, and he's the kind that when he goes out on a stretch run, right, and you're a corner coming up or a safety coming up, he's not the kind you want to tangle with, because he could put a serious hurt on you." And I love that. I said, wow, so football. One more thing I want to talk about real quick, and I'll let you bring the other guys in. I want to clarify something about safety. Sometimes I try not to be prejudiced, put my own prejudice in how I analyze football. So many of these draft gurus do that. They put their own prejudice, and we see that. And I'm just shocked how stupid they sound. Like a Raekwon Davis, right? The guy says, "Oh, this is a terrible pick. It's a D+ pick." Okay, and then he went out to describe a terrific run defender, but disappointing as a pass. Oh, wait a second. A terrific run defender. You want to give him a B because of that? Fine. Okay, but don't give me an A on Ross Blaylock or who aren't anywhere near the run defender that he is. And this guy was consistent, because the next pick after Davis, my other run blocker guru, Hamilton. Okay, he said the same thing about Hamilton. You know what? He said this is a low priority thing and this is a D+. Excuse me, low priority loses you football games, dude. Okay, and let me tell you another thing too. They pre-Briscoe, whoever was criticizing the Jets, the Patriots, and that for taking special teamers in round 6. That's another area that pisses me off. People who says, "Oh, kickers are not important" and all that stuff. You know, I think the number one position that I remember that clearly lost football games for teams are kickers. Especially being Tampa Bay, we've had horror stories about kickers this past few years. Yeah, they're important, dude.
Ask the Bears. Ask the Chicago.
If they're good.
Ask the Chicago Bears if kickers matter.
Another team, right? I mean, the Dolphins has been fortunate over the years, but and even Sanders, didn't Sanders lose his one game last year? You know, I'm trying to remember. I think he did, or maybe a tie or something. Missed a critical kick. Yeah. Okay. One more thing I want to get into. Okay. That prejudice part, understand, right? I'm old school when it comes to safeties. I define them as free and strong safety. And I think that terminology, today's safety, has to be dropped, because a free safety is usually one that covers up for mistakes of others. Okay. So in rating my safeties, I value speed and the ability to.
What do you think about? What do you think about Brandon Jones at 70?
That's where I'm getting to. Brandon Jones was off my list because of prejudice. He doesn't have the speed ability, or he has speed, but for some reason it's translating the football field to cover up people's mistakes.
Adrian Colbert does, though.
Yeah, he rides a lot more than he mirrors.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and that's why I wasn't high on Xavier McKinney. Okay, because McKinney has speed issues as well. Okay, and why I was higher on Delpit. Now I got to eat the bullet and say, this is new football. I still prefer somebody to make sure a big 20-yard play doesn't become a touchdown.
How did you feel when Gase gave us the old bend over at 68 with the Ashton Davis pick?
I'm sorry?
How did you feel when Gase gave us the old bend over with the Ashton Davis pick at 68 when we're sitting there at 70 with Gerald Alexander?
Okay. You know what? Again, this is prejudice. I know better than the Miami Dolphins, okay? I could only go – when I make a comment like that, or a comment where I criticize that we should have went down and get it, that's from my personal view, okay? You're not Greer. You're not there. Maybe they didn't want to jump up to get the player because they had other players in the design. And I hate the fact that they panicked because they lost Davis. They drafted Jones. No, read the profile of Jones, read the profile of what they're looking for. Matter of fact, like I said, I have to stop my prejudice. Jones fit better than Davis. Even though Davis overall is a better talented safety, Jones fit better on the profile that they do. Davis is the old-fashioned safety that I like. Super speed, can cover mistakes for other people like a true free safety used to do, or a cover one or cover two does. But that's the way. That's not the way this team is playing. A lot of football teams are not playing it that way anymore. So that's why you see that. So I have to eat a little crow there in my analysis. And for the most part, I think I do a good job not putting my prejudice into there. But things like that kind of free safety, and we got into the discussion about the free safety. That was from my point of view. So you know what? Remember, I said I would take Delpit. I have to, if I'm the Dolphins, and that's what I'm looking for. It would have been McKinney by far and away, and Delpit would have been dropped to my third of that list over Winfield in there. But it didn't happen either way, so it doesn't matter. But yeah.
All right, buddy. All right,
okay.
We're gonna get going.
And by the way, let me let you go. Let me go so you get the other guys in. I want to thank you. You guys are doing us a service during this time. I mean, it's fun anytime, but we have to realize what you, TD, and Dougie do during this time. It's like every time we come out, and you come out for an hour, 2 hours, like an hour, 2 hours away from reality. Yeah. That's awesome. That's what everybody needs.
I appreciate it.
To me, you're like all those essential workers out there. You guys are essential to me and a lot of other people because we take our mind off of it.
I appreciate it, man.
Greatly appreciate it, man.
Thank you, and talk to you guys later.
All right, brother. We'll see you soon.
All right, bro.
All right, we got last one. Backstage right now. He's been sitting there patiently. Brandon Hughes. Is he even still there? What's going on, Brandon? Can you hear me, Em?
You can, bro.
Hey, Brandon, we can't hear you right now, brother. Are you on mute?
I can't see.
I can see it like, yeah, he's like low quality, but I just can't hear it. It sounds like you're muted, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon, you're going to have to go. The audio isn't working at all, brother. So you're going to have to go back out and come back in, and we'll get you on. So, brother, what do you think? What's going on here? Oh, we got another person. But before we get to Kango 06, what are you thinking, bro? Like, how are you feeling today, bro?
I'm ecstatic, bro. I'm ecstatic. Again, I'm on board 100% with their approach to this draft. Like I said, it's encouraging moving forward. You know what I mean? I talked about earlier, the approach, they are bringing players that fit what they do, that fit their scheme. Okay. And generally that's the approach. The New England Patriots have built a dynasty off this same philosophy. You know what I'm saying? So on paper, now again, they still have to get out on the field and the players have to, put the work in and get better daily. But this approach is this approach to the draft and to the draft and free agency in particular is so encouraging, bro. So encouraging. Again, The Patriots have built a dynasty off this philosophy. Look at the Baltimore Ravens. They very seldom go outside the box. The players that they select year after year after year, players that fit what they do. It's all about what they are going to ask those players to do within the confines of their schemes on offense and defense. And again, look how successful they've been the last 20 years. So we're doing the same approach. We're applying those same principles and sticking to those same principles. And we just have to wait and see what dividends, which I think is going to play big dividends, but we'll see how it plays out. So I'm ecstatic right now. Ecstatic.
All right, we're going to get back into some more of your opinions and thoughts. And then after we're done with all you guys, we're just going to go into our own opinions and thoughts of day 2. And we're going to recap a couple of the moves and a couple of the picks of day 3 as well. So, Brandon, what's going on, brother? Yeah, you're still muted, buddy. We can't hear anything, brother. Oh. Almost. Okay, you stay back there and you figure it out, brother. We're going to bring on Kane Goat. Kane Goat 6, what's going on, buddy?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on? How you guys feeling today?
What's good, man?
Not much. Just enjoying the weather. Had a day off today. Enjoying the drive. I'm in Florida, Lakeland, Florida. Polk County.
Is that a Naruto shirt?
Of course, Kakashi.
Attaboy.
You know it. But I'm in Polk County, in between Tampa and Orlando, but lifelong Dolphin fan, Hurricane fan.
How you feeling today, buddy?
I'm feeling real good, especially, heading as just looking ahead, heading into the season. Happy with the picks that we got. Happy that we addressed the O-line and D-line, especially going forward, because even just looking into next year, free agency and draft, the positions that we'll be able to even experiment with or address, it just, everybody always wants a sexy pick. Next year will probably be the draft for the sexy picks. But getting Tua, that was the big thing. That was it.
That's a smart man right there. That's a smart man right there.
Everything after that. Everything after that. TD says
was icing on the cake.
TD says drop the cherry in on top. Well, I'm not a fan of cherries. Give me the quarterback.
Neither am I, actually.
We'll ice the cake. We'll ice the cake with everything else. We'll do it like that. You know what I'm saying? But how do you guys feel about not so much as far as the virus, but what do you think the outcome will be as far as us going into training camp, as far as the team actually being able to get together and get with the strength and conditioning coaches? And I know we'll be able to do the playbooks online, and hopefully everybody, what I'm saying, studies it and graphs on all the concepts and stuff like that. But as far as getting the team together, what do you guys see as a timeline, just on your opinion on what that might be? I know it's hard to speculate, but I'm just asking on your opinion.
The way it looks right now is everything is going to be pretty much on time. Okay. Roger Goodell seems to be moving forward. I don't know what around the country, you see gradually states starting to lift and, lift a lot of the sanctions that they put in place, and a lot of limitations as far as everybody getting out and getting back to, doing things that we normally are accustomed to. So hopefully, man, there won't be no disruption in the timeline, hopefully. So, but we all know anything can happen at any time. So I'm just trying to stay positive in that regard. Hopefully, we'll be able to see football here shortly, man. So
I wouldn't be surprised if they were even worried, if they were worried about attendance and and they were worried about possible cases popping up, I wouldn't be surprised if they just went ahead and they played empty stadiums too.
Hey, I wouldn't even mind if they did that as long as we had a season. You know what I'm saying? I don't even care if I got to stream every game. You know what I'm saying? I'll sneak in. I agree. To the stadium, the empty stadium. But another question I had is with how strong Preston Williams came on so fast, especially with him being undrafted. Preston Williams was undrafted, correct?
Yeah.
With him emerging so fast before the injury, and Devontae Parker having his emergence later in his season, what do you think the chances are that Preston Williams passes Devontae Parker as a receiver?
Next year or just overall?
In the next 2 years.
You mean?
I mean, you got to think he played. His transition from college to NFL is usually a lot harder for rookies, especially going undrafted. Than I'm not saying he made it look easy, but it didn't really seem like it fazed him as much as it does a lot of other receivers.
I agree with that 100%. But it's that's a good question because if you recall, Preston Williams, I think he was up to the point where he got hurt. He was our leading receiver at that point.
Yeah, he was. He was leading all rookies. He was leading all rookies too.
By far,
he was definitely
leading all rookies.
Yeah. So, and he himself came out and said, "Bro, I'm just out there winging it. I'm not. I don't know. As far as the scheme and all of that, a lot of that was just cloudy to him. He was just going out there winging it. So if this kid actually learns if this kid actually buckles down and learns his craft, learn his assignments,
and gets good at the road tree and gets a really good
Yeah. Can you imagine
the profile is definitely there?
The
profile is definitely there. That's
no doubt. So
it's scary.
He could be. I love Devontae Parker. I think Devontae is the better athlete, but I think Preston Williams, I think he has slightly better. Well, I'm not going to even say that. I don't know, man. That's a tough
Preston
one.
has great ball skills, great body control, great body contortion, especially for a tall man.
I agree.
Body contortion is crazy. I mean, sideline awareness.
I will say this about Preston Williams, though. I think he's more fluid in terms of getting in and out of his breaks on the route tree than what Devontae Parker is right now.
I agree with
I will say that. But overall, I think Devontae is a superior athlete. And but again, I think he's going to be highly productive for us, no doubt. So hopefully we can keep them both. Moving forward. So
definitely. And moving inside where I'm assuming, I mean, I haven't heard any word on Albert Wilson yet. Is it still likely that a trade happens, or are we going to ride out Deontay?
Man, they passed
Albert
on
Wilson?
That's why I can't believe they passed on. They passed on like, I don't know, man. It looks to me like they might be riding this out with Wilson to see what they got in training camp.
I mean, healthy, he's a weapon. Just haven't.
And he played good at the end of the season when he came back. Getting his legs back.
No doubt.
I mean, and another thing is like you said, it's always about getting. Sometimes it takes players longer to get acclimated into certain schemes. So, maybe his role may have been tougher for him to adjust to until later into the season, especially coming off of the injury. I just was wondering, especially with Jakeem Grant's speed, I just would like to see him get more just screen touches, or you know what I'm saying? Just get the ball in his hands more so, just having him out there and running. He's gonna take the ceiling off as a seam route, just taking the defense back, but just having him out there. I mean, he's a 97 speed on Madden for a reason. I mean, just put the ball in his hands. Shit,
Hey, let me ask you this, Kingo. Let me ask you this. You don't think Tua's gonna love a guy like that on the slants over the middle?
He has to.
There's that yak.
and then with Tua, there's no gap. There's no second off. Everything is on time. Once he works with his receivers over the offseason, everything is right out of the break. You know, nothing breaking stride. Everything is in front, and where you're able to make your next move and not so much think about the hit coming on. He's never really big on setting his receiver up. I mean, I can't really recall how many times he's set his receiver up for big hits, and I know that receivers always are gonna.
Look at Justin Herbert. You know, I keep going back to this tape. Go back to that Cal tape. Ashton Davis was not eating with picks. He was eating with receivers over the middle. That Justin Herbert was just laying them out over the middle. And
I'm a former receiver. I've had many conversations with my quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So many conversations. I'm only $1.85. You know what I'm saying? So.
I hear you.
Definitely. I like the guy previous said. I do appreciate you guys' content. Respect, you know, I mean, between all I can do right now is.
Who's your?
Go ahead.
Let me ask you real quick. Who was your favorite pick in this draft? Favorite two picks.
Besides Tua.
I'm gonna go Raekwon Davis. Yeah. Because our run stop game has been
32nd in the league last year.
We don't even have to talk about it. Let's just say, okay. So from now, like, even if it was like middle of the pack, and then we had our pass defense, even if just our run defense was just middle of the pack, and then our pass defense was just good, I would be okay with that. But just how many 3rd and 7s or 3rd and 12? I know we gave up so many 3rd and 12s that they did draws on. That you know what I'm saying? It's just like okay, we probably not gonna get this first down. We'll just hand it off. Oh snap! Look at all this rain. Look at all this hole, all these open lanes, and then they get first that way. But yeah, I love the Raekwon Davis pick, and I mean, between the old linemen. As far as just a specific pick, I don't have one, but just the profile that we're gonna just have these big tree oaks. We don't care if some of them can move. Who cares if the ones on the inside can't? There's no way that you're just gonna push us. We're not getting pushed back anymore, and and you can tell that that's what the plan is going forward. We won't be, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna make the first move. We're going to dictate the line of scrimmage, and you can see that with every pick that we made. Absolutely. We moved to a power front defensively and offensively, and it shows with all our pickups in the free agency and in the draft. You can definitely tell.
Absolutely. I agree 100% on it.
Appreciate it, man. That was some great insight, Kane.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Yeah, like I was saying, man, I just appreciate I appreciate you guys putting out content. I don't really watch TV, so you know what I'm saying, sports is just like really hard. So between work and you guys, it hasn't been too bad of a time on me and my personal circle. So, just hoping for an optimistic approach on everything, and ready for next season.
Appreciate it, homie.
That's what's up.
Oh, and Flores is the guru, man. Everybody hop on the train now because the dynasty starts this year.
And I want to put this out there because I know there's a certain hater out there, and he comes from the other channel. That certain hater put out a video, and EM knows what I'm talking about, last season, and the title of that video was calling Brian Flores a Patriot spy. I want to know what that right now.
Yeah.
And I didn't see that one.
It's someone who apparently someone who goes by the eye test when it comes to different sports.
Oh, okay.
That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, where are you right now? Okay, because Brian Flores looks like a freaking okay.
Where you at now, eye test? Where you at, homie? Where you at?
Jalen Hurts over two nonsense. Get out of here. All right,
Get
brother.
out of here.
We
All
appreciate
right, bro.
you. You know what, Kane? I love you coming on here. You gave some great insight, brother, and I know people in the comments are appreciative.
Hey, man, I'll be back, man. I'll definitely be back.
Always welcome back.
While you're on live, I'll
absolutely.
Be back
for sure, bro. You're always welcome back.
Absolutely, bro.
Appreciate you,
absolutely.
Man.
All right, man. You guys have a good one.
Have a good one, man.
All right.
All right, brother. So let's get into
it. One?
That's the last one, brother. So let's get into it. Before we get into day 3, how are you feeling about day 2? Go through all the picks, the Robert Hunt, the Raekwon, and the Brandon Jones. Go through each pick and give it a grade.
Robert Hunt, I would give him an A+ grade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you put this kid's tape on, jaw dropping. That man should be locked up for the punishment that he's been delivering on opposing teams all year long. Definitely look at his profile. I think he's 6'4", 325-ish, 330-ish. Again, all indications, if you're going by the players that they acquired in this draft on the offensive line and through free agency, they seem to be transitioning to that power profile that we alluded to months ago on TD's platform. So, yeah, A+ for that pick. We all know how I love Raekwon Davis. We already know how much I love this kid. Actually, when we had our mock, I had, Derek Brown rated higher, and I had slightly, because of his overall athleticism, I had Javon Kinlaw rated slightly higher than him because I had Raekwon Davis number 2. But I did say he was the more realistic option, him or Leaky Fatu. And I do think Leaky Fatu could have potentially been a target today. But
he went high.
He went high. Somebody traded up and got him. So, but A for Raekwon Davis. And I'm gonna reserve my grade on, the kid from Texas, the safety.
I just want to say, shout out to our boy Sean Tunsil in the comments, brother. We see you. We see you.
Homie, what's good, homie?
We see you, bro. We see you out there. Appreciate you being out here.
Tell him to jump on. Drop him the link.
I've been dropping the link. Bro. Sean, if you want to hop on the link, I'm dropping it right now. Let me know. But yeah, keep going with the Brandon Jones. You're basically the same with me. The jury's still out on that.
Right. But I will say this from the I hadn't watched a lot of tape on him, but from what I have seen, I could see the intrigue. I could see why Flores would be intrigued by his skill set. He is versatile. He can play free safety. He can play in the box. He can play the slot. So again, this team, we've talked about this before all year. This team is transitioning to a positionless secondary. People need to stop getting caught up on like the selection of Noah from Auburn, and they keep saying he'll be relegated to the slot. I don't necessarily see that within this scheme because everybody will play the slot at some time. As you saw, Nick Needham traveled. He played the slot sometimes. It's just based on the opposing team's matchups. So you'll see Byron Jones in the slot. You'll see Xavier Howard. As we've seen throughout his career, he travels. So you might see whatever Bobby McCain, whatever safety we have, Adrian Colbert. A requirement on them is on every secondary player is that they're interchangeable. Mm-hmm. So we shouldn't necessarily get caught up and try to box these players into one specific position because all of them will be playing. New England, if you go by past history and how New England deploys a secondary, and you can see the blueprint that Flores is implementing, all of these players have similar skill sets. Just some are just superior, more superior athletically, but all of them will be interchangeable and will play every position in the secondary.
I mean, even Robert. Even the guys they've taken, Raekwon Davis, he can play all across the line.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Look at Robert Hunt. He can play guard or tackle.
Exactly.
So, even when you go to free agency, right? Karras, he can play center or guard.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Dieter, you project him as working out as a center, but he can he can be a somewhat serviceable guard. Jesse Davis can play guard or tackle.
Exactly.
Austin Jackson said he's comfortable with the left or the right. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You can see it's a trend, right? It's a trend. This is something that we talked about before free agency started. We talked about they want guys. Versatility is one of the key things. Byron Jones can play safety or corner, right? So
Kyle Van Noy.
Again, like, you know, look at Ogba. You can shift him around.
Exactly.
Shaq Lawson, you can shift him around.
Exactly.
So for me, I got to give the Robert Hunt pick. I give that an A+. The guy is absolutely built like a you-know-what brick house. You know, he loves the trap move and pass protection. You know, he's always got a good pad level. You know, he always looks for that. He's so violent. He's always looking to kill that defender and pass pro. So you love it. And like, he's just got, you heard him. He's that bully. He's got that nastiness. You know what I mean? And he's got, you rarely ever saw him when you watched him at Louisiana Lafayette. You rarely ever saw him, because this guy was high on my list for guards. You rarely ever saw him get outmatched when it came to strength. And I told EM this, my comparison for him is Brandon Schreff. That is my comparison for
that's a good one.
That's who he reminds me of. You know what I mean? I think I love that pick, man. Raekwon Davis, again, A+. This is a guy who, you know, he was third on both of our big boards. This is a guy who, he's a perfect scheme fit. He can move all across that line, but it's sure looking like they're going to plug him in that middle, man. Like, you know, he always keeps his feet churning. He is great on the bull rush. Man, he's got great
leverage.
His length makes him a mismatch for a lot of offensive linemen alone, right? You know, and you know what I mean? He sheds blocks. He doesn't go around them. He goes through them. You know what I mean? And his hands. You talked about his hand placement, but he's got so much power behind them too, man. These are like cinder blocks just hitting you.
And that's a trait. If you go back to when they introduced our staff, that was one of the traits that they deemed that they covet in their linemen is heavy hands. Remember Patrick Graham? Remember Brian Flores? Heavy hands are paramount in deploying those principles. So those two gap principles. So yeah, A+ as well.
And then when I go Brandon Jones, I said this on TD Stream, I'll say it again. The jury's still out for me. I'm not going to give it a grade because when I went and I watched about an hour and a half, 2 hours of snaps yesterday, like I said, I've said this before, I saw the best plays I saw him make in the slot. You know what I mean? He kind of got exposed a little bit when he played deep safety, but I think this is a guy who, again, he can play. He's shown he can play deep safety. He can play in the box. He can play in the slot. Again, that key word, versatile. And I think another thing he needs to learn is when you watched him, he guesses a little. He guessed a little bit more. We talked about this with the reading and reacting with Noah. Same kind of thing I see with him a little bit more. You know, he's not quite there where you want to be with a reading and reacting, but I mean, he's got the size and he's got the athleticism you want for a safety, right? So he's not afraid to get physical. He's a tackler. He's a tackler who's not afraid to get physical, and he's got good hips, man. He's got pretty fluid hips when he's switching directions, man. So he flips those hips pretty well.
But one thing about Noah, like you said, his read and recognition skills are subpar at this point. He's only been playing a position for 2 years.
That's why.
But the core, exactly. So you give him time, he'll develop that.
That's why I don't think they're going to move him. That's why I don't think they're going to move Noah out of the slot, because you want to develop those instincts where you're comfortable at right now. You don't want to start shifting him all around.
Right.
Get him activated with his instincts in the slot. Figure out what you're doing with X and need him. And play it by ear is basically what you want to do with that situation.
Well, he's got that. In my opinion, he's got the core fundamental, the most important core fundamental traits. Change of direction, elite long speed. He's aggressive, can disrupt the line of scrimmage, and he can tackle extremely well. So, long as you can do that as defense, Flores will find a place for you.
And guys,
as long as you have those traits,
I will still stick to it. You know, I love the Noah pick because of the scheme fit, but I am sticking to my guns and giving that a B- just because I feel like we could have got one of those elite safeties right there. And I had this discussion with EM. Guys, the reason why I'm sticking to that is because to me, Antoine Winfield would have been a day one impact starter at a glaring hole, and also if we would have used him on special teams. So I see a day one impact starter at a glaring hole. That's why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. So I don't not like the player. I like the player. I like the scheme fit with Noah. I don't like where the pick was. That's all. That's the only issue I have with that. And then the Brandon Jones, the jury's just out on me because I only watched about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I got to watch more of them. So I'll get back to you in a little bit on what I truly think of Brandon Jones. But I mean, overall, the one thing but bugged me yesterday is I didn't like the lack of aggressiveness, but we saw it today to kick off day 3 when we traded up. We traded 2 picks to move up. We traded the 134th and the 141st to move up. To get Solomon Kinley, who he's one of my top 5 guards in this draft, guys. I love him. I think he was just overlooked because he was right next to Andrew Thomas most season, right? So, he is one of the best combo blockers in the country, man. When he gets to that second level, he's so good when he gets there, man. So, and in pass pro, this is a guy with, man, his punch,
his anchor,
bro. But his punch alone just throws defensive tackle off balance.
I don't think we're gonna be seeing.
He's got legit strength. This guy has man strength, guys.
Oh yeah. I don't think we're gonna have a problem with that pressure up the middle in Fitzpatrick or to his face too much anymore. I don't think so. With Eric Flowers, with him or Hunt, if they chose to put him start him at right guard or whatnot, I don't think that'll be an issue moving forward, bro. Really.
I give that.
Love it.
Yeah, I give that. I give that an A+, guys. That pick, I like that pick a lot.
And I was looking, at the players that they selected, and all of considering what we did at free agency, we're starting to look like a New England, a team that generally from a size standpoint. Generally, if you look at the Patriots over the years, they're generally in the Baltimore Ravens. They're generally one of the more heavier teams. You know what I mean? And we're starting to resemble that. All of these players that we acquired, all of them they fit that power. They're heavier, they're beefier, more girth to them, fit that power profile, fit that power culture that they're implementing. They started implementing it at the beginning of last year. Mm-hmm. So we're starting to transition and look like these bigger, again, common scheme. We have a similar scheme in terms of our defense as the Patriots, obviously, but as well as the Baltimore Ravens. I'm just using those two as an example because they've been the two more successful franchises over the last, I would say, 10, 15 years. But we're starting to look more like them from a size standpoint. And I was like, man, you can see the blueprint. You can see Flores' vision taking shape in all phases. So it's encouraging moving forward, bro.
And then, guys, when we traded out that 153rd, we got Matt Breida. We found basically the lightning to our thunder with Howard, and we got a really good receiving back. We got a back that was better than anything available on day 3, not named Joshua Kelly, and it was a great pick. You're not going to find a better player at 153 than what we got from Matt Breida. You're just not. So. I
love it, bro. And Matt Breida will do exactly what if we would select DeAndre Swift, J.K. Dobbins, any one of those players that we would select in the second round. Matt Breida can give you exactly what they can give you, and he might even be better. Well, I'm not saying he's a better overall player, but I can see the approach. I can see why they waited and they weren't aggressive in terms of trading up to get a guy, because I think this was always the fallback plan, because Breida, he's proven consistently.
It's clear once they missed out
at this level.
Once they missed out on Dobbins, they got the phones working about this. That's what right now.
And again, but that would have cost us Raekwon Davis, in my opinion.
Agreed.
So
trade from 7
the plan, right? Well, but Yeah, I love this pick. This kid right here he's ultra athletic.
Just gotta stay healthy.
Electric. Yeah, that's the only thing with him. Stay healthy. But when this kid gets out in space, oh man, he's electric in space. Excellent in terms of catching the football out of the backfield. He can, he's an excellent on those wheel routes. Oh man, you go back and put on San Francisco's tape. When you see him on those wheel routes coming out outside the backfield, man, he's electric. And they only gave up a 5th-round pick to get him. So yeah, he's a perfect complement to what you got with Jordan Howard and him. In addition, who knows? Kalen Ballage, we might actually get something out of him this year. We might. Just saying. But I like that approach.
You're gonna have to hand him a towel so he can wipe that butter off his fingers if we're gonna get something out of it. But
I hear you, man. I hear you.
So then we were up again. We were up after 153. After we made that trade, we're up at 154, and we got a top 100 player, a classic 3-4, 2 gapping defensive end in Jason Strobridge. This guy ran a 10-yard split of 1.72 seconds, which is the 83rd percentile, a 20-yard shuttle in 4.37 seconds, which was the 94th percentile. He ran a 4.89 40-yard dash at 6'4", 275 pounds. He had a 7.45 3-cone drill, which was in the 82nd percentile. He had a 31-inch vertical, which was in the 74th percentile. He had a broad jump of 9 feet 5 inches, which was in the 89th percentile. We literally went out and got a guy who this guy, he's so gifted and quick for a man his size. And, he gets by the offensive line on stunts like that. You blink and he's past you. So, and another thing too is he showed he's got a massive tackle radius. You know what I mean? So, and another guy, he knows how to shed blocks, he knows how to shed stack blocks. He's not afraid of the physicality, and he makes play. You constantly see him sniffing out the ball carrier in the run game too. So
and again, his ability to engage, stack the offensive lineman at the point of engagement, eyes parallel with the line of scrimmage, identifying what play the offensive where the ball carrier is, quickly shedding, getting off his block, making the play. Basic fundamental concept, basic 2-gap fundamental concepts. So again, I think he's again. The additions of Curtis Weaver and this player, Taco Charlton, Charles Harris, I would really start to be looking over my shoulder. I would really start to be looking for real estate in a different state. So, because if you go back and you look at the weaknesses of those 2 players, that's why they couldn't get on the field, because they couldn't consistently deploy these, fundamental concepts. They couldn't do it. They struggled. Immensely. So, yeah, Charles Harris and Taco Charlton, the writing's on the wall. But I will be getting those emails soon, and I'll keep you updated on that list of bus tickets that I'll be printing out soon. So y'all stay tuned for that. Don't miss that show.
So let's talk about the steal of the draft potentially when we moved up to 164, and we got Curtis Weaver from Boise State, who I've been going on for months about. This guy, man. I mean, I don't even this guy's got such heavy hands. I mean, he's not quick, he's not athletic, but he's got good technique and good moves that, you can kick him on the outside or you could kick him on the inside, right? And he's got a ton of power that he can just penetrate and push back that pocket and get to quarterbacks with no. And here's another thing, when we talk about balance control, this guy's got elite balance control, man. You see him for his size at the body positions and the angles he can work at, and when you look at dominant pass rushers in college, he's posted back-to-back dominant pass rushing seasons. So I
think Pro Football Focus had him rated 90, 91.3, I believe, his overall grade.
I know. I think his pass rush grade was 92.3.
Wow.
And I know his run. I know his third down grade was like 89.4, something like that, like something crazy. And I know he had I'm pretty sure he had a really high. He had like a 22 or 23% pass rush win rate. He was winning on like 23% of his pass rush snaps. He was winning, bro. That's absolutely crazy to think about. I don't think people realize that, guys. That is a quarter of your pass rush snaps.
Yeah,
you're winning.
And again, the reason this is another player. This is another player that wins 90% of the time with his hand placement.
Buddy, 38 3 seasons, bro. Like,
look at the production. He's dominant in his hand placement. Dominant, heavy hands. His technique is flawless. You know, again, he's another player that he's not going to beat you with athleticism in terms of his able to bend the edge or his straight line speed or short area quickness. And I think that's why he fell obviously to us, when we were able to get him where we got him.
Bro.
So, but again,
this guy hasn't posted an overall grade under 91 in 2 years, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and if you look at it, what's the biggest improvement you saw in his game this year? In the run stop, man. He really took a leap this year at run stop, man. And like I saw someone in the earlier saying that Omar Kelly posted highlight clips of one. Yo, man, the only knock on this kid is his athleticism and his motor. Other than that, this guy is an elite pass rusher, man.
He is. And he another thing as well, he was out of shape this year. And they said I think I saw an article, they said he had an illness or something, and that attributed to maybe his ability not being able to work out consistently, and he just wasn't in the ideal shape. But again, if they can get that ironed out and they can get this kid, motivated, he could be the biggest steal of this draft. Because you look at the production, you look at his skill set, okay. You look at his production, you look at his film, everything checks.
Bro, the thing is, people want to question the athleticism but he's 6'2", he's 265, and bro, he had a 7-second 3-cone. That's in the 90th percentile, bro.
Exactly.
And he had a 4.27 20-yard shuttle. Exactly. So this guy's got it, man. And what you said about his body this year and what he's going through, I heard the same exact thing, bro. So I'm not even worried. I think we got an elite pass rusher. At 164. Are you kidding me right now?
I agree.
This is a steal of the draft right now, bro. This is an A+ pick.
I agree.
Oh, so you can't tell me you can't.
I agree. I agree. I was shocked to see him
him get past
get him there. Shocked.
I didn't think he was getting past day 2, bro.
I agree.
Man. I think our three guys, I think Solomon Kinley, I think Strobridge, and I think Weaver, man, we got top 100, top 75 players with those guys, man.
Yeah.
And we got them on day 3. Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah. I agree 100%.
Unreal, man.
And look at the depth that they acquired. Look how deep this team is now.
Oh,
the overall depth of this team is crazy.
Our trench depth went from like nothing to being like
it's crazy.
Devon Gottschalk hitting up Drew Rosenhaus asking, bro, the Dolphins ain't giving me the bag tomorrow. Next year? Who is?
Exactly. And again,
your buddy, you're not a Flores guy, bro. You're in a place, man.
And look, and remember how we talked about the players that they could potentially be acquiring in this draft. Look at the trench players that they got, in particular on the defense, Raekwon Davis. I guarantee you, they are going to take the approach. They are going to let Devon Gottschalk walk next year.
For sure.
They're going to collect that compensatory pick.
Bro, they saw
the writing's on the wall.
They saw Rosenhaus say, "You're up next" on Twitter, and Flores went to his scouting department and said, "Yo, let's get on this. This guy's gone." Are you kidding me?
Love Devon Gottschalk. Appreciate your contribution to the franchise, but no, I'm not paying that note. Sorry.
So we got Quint Riddle. What's good, homie? Appreciate the donations, brother. That's huge.
What's going on? Y'all can hear me?
Quinn,
yeah, man.
I hear you, but I can't see you.
Oh, now I'm laying in the bed, man. I still got to go to work, man.
Oh, I hear you. Quinn, what's good, homie? What's good?
What's going on, man? I know I'll be getting on you by Tua.
Yeah,
we drafted him.
You do.
We drafted him, so he on my team. But the first round, I gave it a C just because of Tua. I didn't like the last two picks. And the rest of the draft is A+. I don't care what nobody says. I just don't understand the long snapper. But other than that, I like the draft. Because I wanted us to pick up DJ Dallas, but picked up DJ Dallas. I believe DJ Dallas would have fit our scheme on our offense so perfectly. It'd be just perfect because he can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can line up at wide receiver. He can pass block. He can do everything. He doesn't fumble the ball. That's why I like the DJ Dallas and Weaver. And we got Weaver. Those are two players I want us to draft. We drafted one of them. I'm happy about that.
Dude, I thought of all you Kane. Are you a Kane fan?
Yeah.
I thought of all you Kane fans when DJ went off and when Shaq Quarterman went off.
Yeah, I was happy.
Yeah, I thought of all you guys.
And I'm happy the wide receiver got off too. He's a very good wide receiver. We just had terrible offensive coordinator, man.
So what was your favorite pick?
The favorite pick was Weaver. Because to me, he's a first round talent. You got him in the fifth round.
Yeah, I agree 110%.
So that's my favorite pick.
I agree.
And I like to get Strombridge from North Carolina.
Damn, man.
I like him too. He's a good pick too.
Damn, bro. You'll never get on that Tua train, huh?
He on my team. I'm gonna be honest with you, Em. I'm a Dolphin fan, right? I didn't start paying attention to the team again until Tannehill came on the team. That's when I started paying attention to the team again. I'm like, man, what's the use? That's still my favorite team. I'll always fly my colors, wear my jersey, wear my Zach Thomas jersey and everything like that. I just didn't watch it because I always focus on just going to work and doing what I have to do. And then when Tannehill came on the team, I'm like, oh, man, we got a new quarterback. He's pretty decent. I wanted Russell Wilson, but we drafted Tannehill. So I'm going to get behind him.
Oh, how right you were.
Huh?
I said, how right you were about Russell Wilson.
I wanted Russell.
And you were right.
But I got to say this. You know how people say if we got Drew Brees all those years ago, Drew Brees would have did none of those things with us because our team still was a defensive team based on the run game. And Drew Brees didn't have the offensive coordinator to benefit him. You understand what I'm saying? You wouldn't have those things together. They go hand in hand. That's what Dolphin fans, we don't understand. We don't understand the levels of football. You just think you plop a player in there, you think it's going to work. It's not going to work like that. You got to have a scheme. You got to have the coaches. And plus, everybody on this panel knows football is about favoritism. They like you. They give you chances after chance after chance. Because sometimes it takes you one time to mess up and they pull you out and you never get a chance again.
Yeah.
You understand? That's how it works. So I believe if Drew Brees came to us, we would have never won the Super Bowl anyway. We probably would have made it to the playoff once or twice. That is it. In the past 20 years. You understand? So it is what it is. And I just like the way they're building the team. They're building the team. They got all solid offensive linemen. I don't really like the one in the first round that much because he cannot pass block to save his life.
Hey, Quinn, check.
Hey, you know what?
This out, though, bro.
Quinn, this is
that dude. Hey, hang on, Reason. Hang on. That kid is a freakish athlete, bro. People sleeping on that kid's athletic ability.
And
his
Quinn,
issues.
And
so that kid is a freak, bro.
Deion Jordan was a freakish athlete.
Yeah.
Trash.
No, I agree. But the thing is, at least Austin Jackson, at least Tua can see what he screwed. Like if that oncoming traffic comes, at least that's something Tua can see. Yeah. So he's okay to learn there because he's not the blind side.
Listen, that kid, all we need that kid to be is with all of our picks. I would be happy. Just be solid, bro. That's it.
Yeah.
Look at New England. They have one Hall of Fame player,
and that'll help us financially too. So
exactly. Look,
but I'm gonna say this. Okay, if we want to build our team how New England builds the team. New England builds the team with smart players, not great players, not the most physically gifted players. You just got to be smart.
Exactly.
You got to be very smart. Because I'm gonna say this.
Exactly.
I'm gonna say that's like I was talking to the guy at my job. Take Jake Fromm. I'm not saying they're the same quarterback. Take Jake Fromm. Take Tom Brady. The same when it was in college. Park arm wasn't that great. He just loved the game. You understand what I'm saying? He has the passion. Tom Brady always had the mental capacity of the game. That's what I like about quarterbacks. If you have a mental capacity of the game, that's what I like.
So you like Tua?
I don't know why you don't like Tua. I don't know why you don't like Tua.
Only thing I don't like about Tua, he gets hurt too much. That's the only thing I don't like.
But Quint, can I ask you this? Can I ask you this, Quint? Think about this for a sec. You know, we always, we just got them stuffed down our throat over during the 3 days of the draft with all these feel-good stories. Yeah. Doesn't Tua kind of have the makeup of the comeback kid that everyone kind of said, oh, he's too injured, he's too da-da-da-da-da, and then he goes on and he has a healthy career and proves everyone wrong?
I hope so. I hope we get the same calls that Mahomes gets so we can win Super Bowl next year. That's all I want to see.
Hey, man, I'll tell you right now, he hasn't played a snap, and we have the best quarterback in the AFC East right now.
Yeah.
Not well, you can say that. We can say that, but everyone else is going to say it's going to be Sam Darnold.
No.
I know. I understand what you're saying, but wait till you turn on ESPN when the season starts. They're going to say Sam.
Oh, he's going to be seeing ghosts this year if he saw him last year. That's for sure. I hope he enjoys what he sees.
I understand that. but back to what I was saying about Tom Brady and Fromm, it's like they're the same type of quarterback, and I feel like Fromm has to drive. He just falters in the big moment because Tom Brady used to falter in the big moment when he played for Michigan. People don't remember that crap. I was a kid. I used to love Michigan back in the day. I used to love football. I used to watch it. And I'm like, why is Tom Brady not playing? My brother said, man, he's Henson. Man, that's where Henson is in there.
You guys had Henson too, who was also a baseball player, right? So he had that big arm.
He was out for like 2 years and came back and took Tom Brady's job.
Yeah, exactly. I remember that. And then wasn't there a point that season? Wasn't there a point that season where they were literally giving one of them one half and the other the other half too?
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
And that's why Tom Brady played the 6th round instead of like the 3rd or the 2nd round.
Yeah.
Because he didn't play the whole season.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I feel as though Fromm can be the same type of player. Even though he had a terrible combine.
It made me cringe, brother. Some of those throws.
I know it makes you cringe, but you never know. Because I feel as though he has it. He has that heart, that look. That's what I look for in a football player. You can be the best football player in college, but if you don't have that work ethic and that brain mental capacity, you're not going to make
intangibles.
Yes, because all those, like, if you could put like this, I don't like to say this if you could put Tannehill inside Tim Tebow, we'll win a Super Bowl every year. A person good enough to throw the ball and have the heart to give me the ball when it's time for me to drive down.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about all other stuff, but if you can put that inside another person, you can be the greatest football player. That's what I look at. That's what I look about football players.
I hear you.
It's all about.
Hey, Quinn, let me ask you this real quick.
Yeah.
The way our team looks now on paper, all we did in free agency and what we did in the draft, what do you think a realistic record is for us next year?
9 to 10 wins. If we won 5 games with the JV squad, we can win 9 to 10.
The JV squad. That's good.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree.
I play semi-pro football.
Yeah.
Some of these guys They look like what I played on the field with. So
some of them probably were.
But like
or
this,
you might have seen some of them at your local Walmart working too.
Just like I told my girl, if I was like 26, I would have tried out.
yeah.
Hey, brother.
Yeah.
If I was in my early 20s and I saw Josh Rosen on the team, I would have drove up there to try and be a walk on too.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll hold the clipboard for $350,000. You don't got to give me no $6.
Yeah, I know, right? Wow. Well, we can all agree. We can all agree now. Finally, I think we can all be in agreement that Josh Rosen's days are numbered in South Florida.
But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Okay, what if Fitz magic turned to Fitz tragic?
Mm-hmm.
And I still feel as though Tua is still hurt. He's not ready to play this
year.
I don't care what he says. I feel as though he's still hurt. He should sit out for the rest of the season. Just hold the clipboard. Don't matter what happens. I don't care what nobody.
Ruddock, you got to look at the Ruddock, Quint, because they signed Ruddock to that futures deal, but they can't put him on the practice squad. He can't go back to the practice squad.
Right.
And he looked really good in the preseason last year.
He did.
Rosen was decent in the preseason too. Now you can't take that away from the kid. He played pretty decent.
A futures contract is a lot cheaper.
I'm gonna say this. Okay, what if Rosen come in and he rips off 7-8 wins? And we already won 4 games. That's playoffs. And he takes us to the playoffs. What you gonna do then,
brother?
You're
a big dreamer. You dream big.
I know, right?
Hey, I'm gonna say,
listen, though. Hey,
Devonta Parker. See what happened.
But listen.
The same thing
if Rosen,
and look what happened.
Hey, listen. If Rosen, if they decide to keep him and he comes in and he performs well, and he wins off 6, 7, 8 games, you have to ride with Josh Rosen. You have to. And again, I said this, if you remember in the beginning stages, I know I've been killing Rosen all year.
Yeah.
But what I said in the beginning, when TD started that panel, I told you, I said, well, look, I would draft a quarterback based off what Rosen hasn't shown us to this point. But if Rosen comes back in this training camp, lights it up, well, then Tua and we win. Well, Tua becomes trade bait. I don't care who the quarterback is. I don't care what color they are, what size they are, whatever. I could give a flip. I want elite play at that position. So if that scenario unfolds, bro, Tua is on the trade block. Tua is on the trade block.
I'm gonna say this to you. I didn't want to draft a quarterback this year. I wanted to get all those. I wanted to get at least 2 blue chip players on the defense. That's what I wanted this year, because I saw 3 or 4 players that fit our scheme. That's what because I like Mr. Ballgame. I like the defense. I want Isaiah Simmons.
Me too.
I wanted Davis. If we couldn't even get Davis, I would have been fine with Raekwon. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
To me, we could have picked Raekwon at the 30th pick than the other kid, or because he's proven that he's a good player in the big moments. That's what I understand. But anyway,
hey, reason.
To get defensive players though.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. Oh yeah, I'm with you. I'm a defensive guy too. Reason. Hey, tell Mr. Young to hop in, bro. If he got time. I'm anxious to see. I'm curious to see what he thinks about the drive. How the drive turned out.
All right, we
Mr.
got
Young. Donald Young.
I dropped the link for you, Donald. Anything else you want to cover, Quint? We got Sharif backstage.
Yeah, Quint.
Oh, that's about it. And I like this EM, not yelling and
yeah.
Because like I told you before, me and you the same.
Yeah.
That's what
Quint.
we argue.
Hey, Quint. Hey, bro. You are. Hey, it's much love to you, homie. I know we go at it, bro. We gonna continue to go at it. It ain't nothing but love for you, homie. Nothing but love for you.
I know, man. But I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, now.
All right, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, we got Sharif and Willie Muse back there. We'll start off with Sharif, and then we'll get to Willie Muse. Donald Young, I'm putting the link in there again. Hit it up, guys. We got maybe about half hour at most. I want to be off here because TD is going to be starting at 7, and I don't know about EM, but I'll be over there too. So I'm sure.
I don't know. If I have time, I don't know. Maybe.
Sharif, what's good, brother?
Sharif, what's good, homie?
How's it going, man?
All right,
How's it going, EM? EM is celebrity now because EM called his money. EM called the pick right on the money, man, from day one. So EM got to have a time in between. He shows his celebrity presence on TD's pro platform. But I just want to
but I appreciate.
I want to ask you two. Real quick before we let others come on. Can we break down like the first down and second down and third down defense? So on first down, if I'm Tennessee and I'm running I don't know, strong right eye formation, and the Dolphins, you're facing the Dolphins on first down. I am looking at so much promise. What would you guys do? First of all, I would put Wilkins, Garchow, and Raekwon in there on first down, right? You could put it any ways with Vanoy and Van Ginkel on the edge, or Beagle on both edges, and then fill it with Baker and McMillan. But I say Henry. Let's say Mostart. Let's say Raheem Mostart, or even a better running game like who's the guy who led the league in rushing?
Brother, I'm putting Strobridge in there on first downs. I mean, the guy is a run stopper, man. So
Strobridge is 6'2".
Yeah, and he's got an 82.5 run stop grade.
Well, I want to if we're playing the Titans and Derrick Henry's in the game, you're gonna want to implement that heavy package, that heavy base package. And I'm putting Raekwon Davis as a centerpiece. I'm gonna have at 1-3 technique. I'm gonna have Christian Wilkins. At the other side, I'm gonna have at this stage. I'm gonna have Devon Gonchar or Zach Zeeler. On the outside, at the 6-7 technique, outside linebacker, I'm gonna have Emmanuel Agba and I'm gonna have Shaq Lawson. And on my interior, I'm gonna have Raekwon McMillan. I'm gonna have Kyle Van Noy. That's my ideal heavy package. To deal with these heavy teams.
That's about 700 pounds. That's
Absolutely.
about 700 pounds.
Absolutely. That's the whole point. That's by design. Run it, people. We will not be 31st or 32nd in the run next year. I guarantee you that. I like how you subtly put it that Tua won't have to worry about the blitz up the middle with Hunt and Kingley in there anymore. That won't be an issue anymore.
We got to break this down in the future. I'll let some other guys come on and get a word in, man. But we got to break this down. Obviously, we will in the future, but this is going to be so much fun. I'll let someone else get in. Take care, guys.
All right, buddy. So I'm waiting back here for EM to hop back in because he hopped out. So we'll get into Willie Muse. Willie, what's going on, buddy?
What's going on, Reason, man? Glad to be here.
How you feeling today, buddy, after all that's gone down on day 2 and day 3?
Oh, man, day 2, I called the Raekwon Davis pick, man, with my boys. We were on the phone. I was like, man, I got a feeling we're going Raekwon Davis, man, because it was something about the expression that I saw on Flores' face when he was just excited. And I was like, man, I think he's going defense. And I said, I think we're going Raekwon Davis, because I was worried about to be honest, in his 3-4 defense, and I think he'll be perfect for it.
Yeah, I think he is the ideal scheme fit. And another thing, too, that, he can slide out to the ends in the 3-4, too. So he's a versatile guy that can move all around. And the reason why I said I would throw Strobridge out there on run downs is because that's his specialty. His specialty is not rushing the passer. His specialty is stuffing the run. I mean,
exactly.
You're going to look into him. When you look into him, a lot of people are going to tell you, basically he's not really that useful in pass rush sets. His use comes in run in those run sets. So, I mean, I know people are like, he's 6'2", they want to knock the size, but you're asking him to play the end on that. You're not asking him to play the anchor. And it's a guy who he's already proved he can do it, You know, so that's his bread and butter is stopping the run. So, So, what was your favorite pick of this draft?
Excluding Raekwon Davis, Tua, man. I'm just excited that we took a chance. We're going with the best player in the draft, man. I mean, I got tired of all these mediocre quarterbacks we've had over the last 15 years. Yeah. I mean, I remember the Fiedler days. I couldn't deal with that. Oh my God, damn it. He had heart, but he was inaccurate than a mug.
You know what the worst thing about Fiedler was? You know what the worst thing for me about Fiedler was because it was so close to the Marino era, I would say to myself, if only we still had Marino for a couple more years. You know what I mean?
Man, like, that defense, yeah.
And Ricky, if we would have had Ricky with Marino, oh boy. You know what I mean? God. So, I mean, Chris Chambers, Randy McMichael, he could have done some damage with that core, right?
If Marino would have had Lamar Smith, we would have went further in the playoffs.
Oh, for sure. For sure, man. 110%.
Yeah, man.
So, what do you think of the
EM trying to
Yeah, that's EM. What do you think of the Curtis Weaver pick?
Curtis Weaver had a first-round grade, man. I was excited. I couldn't believe he was still on the board. I thought he had medical issues going on at the time. Yeah.
It's nice to see things falling our way, right? Like
exactly. Yeah. So, but wait, that Ashton Davis pick pissed me off that Gase got him, man. Oh my God.
You already know what that was about.
Well, man, he knew, bro. He knew. He's sitting there. He knows we got Gerald Alexander. He knows we got Gerald Alexander. He's sitting there 68. And he gave us the old, there you go, right up it.
You already know what that was about. Man. You already know what that was about. You already know.
I think he watched you on TD's channel, man, because nobody knew about Ashton Davis, man. There's no way.
I told you, I was talking about Ashton Davis as another guy 6 months ago. I was talking about that kid, man. That kid is lightning quick.
You guys were talking about it.
Yeah, man, that kid's lightning quick. That's elite. That's elite side to side speed, man. Like that guy covers an area in the blink of an eye, man. It just he would have been so perfect for what we're running. I think that's what also bugged me a little bit too.
I agree.
And I know we got a coach in there that can coach him up, and Gerald Alexander. So
definitely. But what I was really excited about, I was worried about the running back position. I'm not gonna lie, but when I saw Matt Breida pop up on my timeline, I was like, perfect. You got to change the pace running back.
I love it.
That can catch out the back.
Running back on
day, catch out the backfield.
Love it.
Exactly.
He's an elite athlete, bro. Elite. Can you imagine?
Athlete.
Elite. Can you imagine?
That guy can stop on a dime. Defender rolls by him. It's the open space. Yeah.
Can you imagine?
First thing.
I encourage everybody to go put on that when San Francisco played Cleveland this year. When he took that ball, when he took it like 87 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Electric.
Yeah, he was on my fantasy team. Of course.
Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, so, man. First thing I thought of when I saw him is Reggie Bush. When Reggie played in our offense, I was like, perfect guy, just like Reggie, man. Yeah.
And who knows? And this kid, he's only 25 years old. So if we can get him on a cheap deal, we can get him if he comes in and he proves he can stay healthy. Why not make a further investment on him? You know what I mean? At a team-friendly deal, get him locked up for 2 more years. You don't have to necessarily worry about that change of pace back moving into next year's draft. You know what I'm saying? So, it was a win-win. Only gave up a 5th-round pick for a player with that kind of ability. Only a 5th-round pick. That's a win-win all day, bro.
Yep.
So anything else, Willie, before we get to
So who was your first before I get off, man, I need EM to post his Madden screen name. You're on PS4 or Xbox?
PS4, homie, PS4. It's my screen.
It's right. What you see. It's EMdolphinfan.
Yeah, that's my gamer tag.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Hit me up.
Send a friend request on that.
Hit me up.
Definitely.
But everybody wants
to. Let me ask you this, though. Man. I don't know.
What's up?
Hey, real quick. Who was your? I don't know if you addressed this when I had to log out, but I didn't hear you. If you did, but who was your favorite 2 picks, bro? Did you like the Tua pick?
Yeah, it's Tua and Raekwon.
Of course, I love Tua pick. I'm glad we didn't go with Justin Herbert, man. I would have been sick to my stomach. He's inaccurate. He's athletic. He got superior. Like his athleticism is great. But he's Tannehill 2.0, and I don't want to deal with that for another 7 years. I can't deal with that. No. Even a Tua.
I hear you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he could throw a receiver open, quick slants down the field.
Yeah.
This is what I thought when I saw Tua. At his highest peak, I can see him at a Steve Young level. At his floor,
absolutely.
At his floor, if he wasn't great, I say he could be Mark Purnell at worst.
Willie,
and I think Mark Purnell was a great quarterback.
Willie, did you listen?
I agree.
Were you there for day one on TD Fins Talk when we did the draft day? Were you there?
Definitely, I was watching you guys,
so did you hear my evaluation as soon as we picked him? I said Lane Kiffin, when he went out to scout Tua, he came back and he told everyone, I found the next Steve Young. So you're dead on.
Yeah.
You're dead on with that.
Yeah.
You're dead on with that.
You did.
Yeah,
you're right.
Steve Young, man.
Yeah, man.
I take that. I take that all day, every day.
We got the best quarterback to come out since Andrew Luck, and I don't care what anyone tells me. So
exactly.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Willie. Appreciate you coming.
Appreciate it, man.
Hey, Willie, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, homie.
Don't be a stranger,
right,
bro. Next time we do this, come on, okay?
Hey, hit me up.
Yes, sir.
Hit me up. Send me that invite.
Yo, and hit me up on PS4.
Right.
Hit me up on PS4 too. _real_reason. Hit me up there, and I'll rock you on Madden too. I'm waiting for this Tua update to come out, and let's talk.
All right, we can do that. Definitely, man.
Yeah.
In the EM.
Yeah.
Fence side. That's what's up.
That's what's up. All right.
Appreciate you, homie. Have a good one.
Yeah.
What's good, Jalove T? What's going on, buddy?
How you guys doing today? You guys can hear me?
Yeah, bro. How you doing, homie? What's going on?
Good evening, fellas, man. Thank you guys for having me, and thank you God for another day. I have a couple of questions. I'm not gonna take too much. I'm gonna interview you guys for a little bit. What's your expectations so far? What's your expectations for this year now the draft is over and basically you guys see what the roster might and might not look like?
I think we should be in the thick of it for the AFC East with the Buffalo Bills because they've had a good free agent. They arguably had the second best free agency, and they've had a great draft. And I think at worst we should be battling for a wild card.
And you also, EM?
Yeah, I agree 100%. 8 from between as far as the win total. I fully expect us to be between 8 and 10 wins, 100%. And then we keep in mind we have that additional playoff spot available this year. So, yeah, on paper, I think we got, with all the additions through free agency in this draft, and we've got stability at the quarterback position. I know some people might disagree with me as far as Ryan Fitzpatrick's evaluation this year, but I think moving forward, I'll say it again, I think this kid is going to improve. We've improved in terms of our offensive line. Everything around him has improved. The defenses have improved, the offensive line for sure. So as well as the talent level in the running back position. So we've got stability there. Stability. I'm not saying he's elite. Not saying he's Dan Marino. Not saying that at all. But we've got stability there. And moving forward, that defense, I cannot wait to see that. I'm telling you, you see that drool right there? I'm already drooling at the mouth, anticipating what I'm going to see on tape on a week-to-week basis from that defense. I cannot wait. So, yeah, I'm 100% in agreement with y'all.
Okay. All right.
What do you see? What's your expectation?
What do you think?
My expectations is I see at least win the AFC East. I mean, the AFC East is wide open. Win the AFC East and pray for the downfall of the Houston Texans, and that'll be a perfect year.
I'm telling you, I got this feeling. I had a dream. I'm not going to get into my dream at this point, but I will be addressing that at a later date. But I have this feeling in my gut that pick is going to wind up being in the top 5 next year. I'm telling you, I just got this weird feeling, bro. Yeah. Weird feeling. So
amazing. All right, now for the second question, I didn't want to be negative, but I don't like to sugarcoat anything. And thank you so much last night. Thank you so much, Reason, for what you said last night when they tried to say the Noah pick was aggressive.
Yeah.
Okay. here's my analysis, and I want your opinions to it. At 30, let me keep it real. At 30, they're putting too much pressure on him because of what was behind him. What if Swift becomes all pro? What if T. Higgins becomes the man? What if who else?
Antoine Winfield.
Yeah, McKinney. Because one thing about Dolphin fans, and I hate it, and listen, the first person that broke my heart was not a woman. It was the freaking Dolphins. And they always go off script. I'll never forget. It was the Jason Allen draft. When people convinced me, they tried to convince me that Jason Allen was better than Antonio Cromartie. And to that day, and from now on, believe it or not, if he doesn't play to that high level, to at least X, they're gonna compare him to the guys that we passed up on. The Swift, the McKinney, the Winfield. You think all eyes are gonna be on Tua? All eyes are really the second one. Tua's number one, but number two is Noah because they're gonna compare him to those other guys. So I would like reason you thank you for keeping it real because you didn't sugarcoat it. You didn't sugarcoat it also, but I would like your analysis on what would you ask of him? Like what would you ask of Noah from year 1, year 2, then year 3, then year 4? I would love your analysis.
So right now, I would put him in the slot where he's because that's where he's comfortable right now. He had 371 snaps there last year. You know, we talked about this earlier. He doesn't have great ball instincts. You know, he guesses a little bit more than he reads and reacts, just like Brandon Jones. And those are things, if you want to develop them at the next level, you got to play him at the most comfortable position. And the most comfortable position for him is at corner right now. And another scary thing is, one of the reasons why he was moved off of wide receiver to a DB was because he didn't have good ball skills as a wide receiver. So I think they want to turn him into a consistent, reliable guy. He's got good athleticism, good speed. He's a good tackler. And I think they see those three foundational pieces of something they can grow off of. I just think you got to keep him at slot for at least next year so he can develop those instincts, you know what I mean? Just as not and become a better at reading and recognition. If he's gonna develop it, keep him where he's comfortable. Don't start throwing him out on the boundary. Don't start putting him one high. Don't start putting him in the box. Find out, which I think is a slot, where he's most comfortable. Let him develop for the year there. See what you got. And if everything goes well, a guy like that could make Xavier Howard expendable in year 2 or year 3 if he develops the way they obviously project him to develop.
Well, I think initially he will be implemented. They'll deploy him more in their sub packages, in the dime, nickel, exotic looks. You know, when they go all defensive backs during stretches of games. So initially that would be the approach, I think, with his how they deploy him. But I'm a little higher on this kid's skill set. Reason, I mean, bro, this kid, see, again, I just think we need to get away from trying to box him into that role. This kid has got ability to play at any position. On a boundary, again, he has the skill set, the overall physical ability. His problem is technique, and that's only because of the lack of repetition. He's only been playing a position 2 years. So
okay. Can I counter that for 1 second?
Go ahead.
And somebody pointed out last night at TD Fins. I don't know who said it. I don't want to say the wrong person's name.
Mm-hmm.
What if Brandon Jones beat him up for that nickel spot? What if Brandon Jones beat him at that nickel spot?
That's what I said because Brandon Jones is nickel. Yeah,
that's the issue.
But again, what if he beats out Byron Jones? What if he beats out Xavier Howard?
Oh, for the number one position?
He might turn out, because again, now you can make a legitimate argument in terms of coverage, in terms of shrinking the windows the windows that quarterbacks have to complete a pass on him. His coverage ability is elite. And again, you can make an argument and we all know we love Xavier Howard. I love Xavier Howard, but that's not his strong suit. And Flores and his fundamental principles, that's what they covet more than anything, is about shrinking those windows that those quarterbacks have to complete balls on them. Coverage, sticking to your man, no matter what. And you can make a legitimate argument going into camp. Xavier, to me, this is what I think with the selection of this kid. Xavier Howard is on notice. As much as I love X-Men, as much as I love him, we all know that. But Xavier Howard, if I'm him, maybe not as much as Josh Rosen and these other players, Charles Harrison's of the world, but Xavier Howard has just been put on notice. And I'm telling you, but you can make that argument with any player. He might come in and outperform Xavier Howard. He might come in and outperform Nick Needham. He might. This kid's got elite ability. And he's got specific traits that this team covets more than anything else. So this pick was strategic. Okay. This pick was strategic by Brian Flores. This was a typical New England type of pick. So again, anything is possible. So I think we need to stop trying to box him into a role as just I'm not going to call this a nickel corner, because again,
he's not elite in coverage, bro. He's not elite in coverage.
Okay, well, again, it depends on whatever evaluation you have.
He hasn't shown it. Bro, find me one person that calls him elite in coverage.
What are you talking?
I can't find anyone who finds him elite in coverage.
I can't hear you chopping up.
Buddy, he had a 70.2 coverage grade. He's not but go look at other people. You can't find anyone that calls him elite in coverage.
I can't. Can y'all hear me all right?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
You were chopping up. I can hear you now. What'd you say, Reason?
I said he's not elite in coverage right now.
You can
say he has a foundation if he gets coached up to be potentially that in coverage, but you can't tell me right now.
No. I can send you 3 evaluations that I dug up on this kid, and I will when we get off stream. I will do that. But 3 evaluations. Now
he had a 70.2. He had a 70.2 coverage grade.
Who are you referencing? PFF? Again,
I'm referencing multiple people. And so what I watched on the kid.
Okay, I'm telling you right now, I've dug up.
You can't call a guy with subpar instinct in coverage.
Okay. No, I'm talking about his ability to stick to his man. Okay, I'm talking about his ability to stick to his man.
Mirroring is one of his strengths, though.
Yes. Well, based on what I have found on this kid, it is. And I haven't watched. I'm just saying, primarily going off what I have dug up on this kid in terms of his evaluation. Now, I haven't watched all of this kid's tape. I will do that. I'm in the process of doing that at this point.
His strength are his speed, his agility, how he's built. He likes to play a physical brand of football. He's got patience at the line. He's got patience at the line of scrimmage. Okay, he had the second most coverage. He had the second most press coverage snaps. But I haven't seen elite mirroring from this kid. I haven't seen that yet. So
we'll address that. We'll address that when we get off stream. But that's fine. But go ahead, bro.
Okay, so all right. So thank you. Let me clarify for everybody. So basically, your expectations for him is not to be in the nickel forever. He's got to be a 1 or 2.
Well, I'm coming from the standpoint of how they deploy their defensive backs. Everybody plays every position, so there's not one. We can't point at one guy and say, oh, he's just going to be the only nickel guy. No, it's a matchup-based scheme. It's a matchup-based approach that they take on a week-to-week basis. So everybody's going to play the slot. Everybody's going to play the boundary. You know what I'm saying? So again, we need to stop trying to box this kid in already as a nickel. As just primarily a nickel guy. This guy can play all positions.
Because that's what he projects as right now, bro.
Okay, well, that's fine. But generally, when you talk about projecting a player into that, relegating him to a nickel role as opposed to the boundary, that means he has limitations in terms of his athleticism. This kid does not have that. He's got elite physical traits.
Bro, he can't mirror. He doesn't have good ball awareness.
You don't know that. Have you watched every minute of this tape? Reason know you haven't.
Bro, I knew they had done more homework on him than you even know they did homework on him. What are you talking about, bro? I was the one who said that Auburn Pro Day. I think this is much work on him than they did Derek Brown, bro. You didn't even know about this kid till he took them. You didn't even know about this kid. Yes, I have, because we know about the Auburn Pro Day. Because we know about the Auburn Pro Day. You didn't even know about the kid. Bro, J-Love.
I'm not going to go, listen. I'm not saying.
J-Love, holla at me right now, okay? Because you were just on that stream with TD, okay? Before they made that pick, before that pick, did I not say watch them go off base and take the Auburn corner they've done a ton of homework on before the pick even came across?
Yes.
Did I or did I not say that?
And people
Thank you very much.
Didn't believe you.
Bro, I literally even called the pick because of the homework they had done on him because I knew what was going on with the Auburn Pro Day.
Okay,
so this guy didn't even know who he was, and he told me flat out that he took him by side. And now he's trying to sit here and bury me because I watched the kid more than he did before he was picked. Bro, out of here with that nonsense, bro. Out of here with that nonsense, bro.
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm primarily saying, I asked you, what tape have you watched? I'm not saying you sit up here reporting the homework that the Miami Dolphins did.
The SEC is the main division I watch. You know how much I watched of that kid in Auburn? Are you kidding me? Get out of here, bro. Yeah, because it doesn't line up with what you're trying to spin, bro. Because it doesn't line up with what you want to spin. That's exactly. I'm biased. Bro. Anything else you got to ask, J-Love?
Let me just say, I give the draft a C+. The reason why I gave it a C+, they weren't aggressive, but I appreciate after they picked Tua, my favorite picks is the offensive line, because at the end of the day, I want them to build the wall for Tua. I mean, I'm happy with Robert Hunt, not happy with Austin Jackson, but I can't judge that because Austin actually had a first-round grade, even though I don't think he's a scheme fit. And that's one more thing I want you guys to get along and explain how you're going to bring along not only Austin, but Tua. Other than that, I'm good. So those are my last two questions. And you guys,
can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Can y'all hear me? Okay. But anyway, but as I was saying, in closing, reason you are just mad.
Bro, no one's trying to hear you. Hang on. Answer J-Love's question. We ain't trying to hear you in closing, bro. You need to move on in life. Okay? You're trying to argue with me about I watched tape when you told me flat out when they drafted this guy that you didn't even know who he was and it hit you off the top. So stop out of here trying to say that because it ain't fitting up with your narrative, bro. Like, that's not how you debate. That's not how you debate, bro. Okay, don't take that eye test route with me, bro, because I'll hit that mute button so quick on you, your head will spin. Real shit.
Let me ask the question that everybody else want to know. When we will see Tua? And no, it won't be this year, but I like what they did with this draft where they draft offensive linemen, even though the majority of the morons say they hate it. But when do you guys think we will see Tua?
Next year. It'd be next year. If I'm a betting man, we'll see Tua. We won't see him till next year.
Okay, when the offensive line get better.
All right. EM had a good point. If we're up by a couple scores and there's 2 or 3 minutes left, you might see him then too.
But this year,
that's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a blessed one, guys, and thank you.
All right, homie. It's good to meet you. It's good to meet you.
Yeah. Take it easy, brother.
What? Hey, real quick before you
don't bring that argument and yelling over to this channel from TD channel, bro. That ain't flying over here, bro. And then you know what's the crazy? No. When my tape matches your evaluation with Tua, let's ride it. But when my tape don't match your evaluation on Noah, you try and bury me, bro. Don't pull that shit, bro.
I didn't try to bury you.
Bro, what are you talking about? No. What are you getting this from? Are you gonna let me talk?
Are you gonna let me talk? Are you gonna let me talk?
This guy.
Are you gonna let me talk?
Bro, you're gonna repeat yourself? Go talk.
No. You jumped to the conclusion. What I said was this: I said I think Reason is a little salty because your preference at that point in the draft that we were selecting a running back or a safety.
I said I have no problem with the player because he's a scheme fit.
I just told you.
My answer was where he was picked. That's all.
No. So what I'm saying is this: you're up here not necessarily killing him, but you're trying to box him into. You're trying to box him into that nickelback role. And
for the first year, I said for the first year, let him develop those instincts and get everything you need to get. Let him be comfortable there. Develop those interesting. Bro, you boxed him into sub packages too. So I'm saying he's going to be a starting boundary guy in year one.
Listen.
What I'm saying is, we run a lot of press man, so the nickel is where he can probably see the most consistent action to develop the ball at the next level. That's all I'm saying.
The question was when he said, well, the only issue he had was that what if that safety beats him out in that nickelback role? I said, bro, you can make that case about it. You can make a case for this particular player. Obviously,
he asked also where we project him for 3 years. And that's what I said in year one. I said only in year one, put him there to develop. And then if he goes the way he goes, X's ass is on the line.
Are you gonna let me talk? You gonna let me finish what I was gonna say?
Yeah, bro, because you're talking about something different as to what I was arguing.
No. That's what I was responding to. When he said the only issue he had with that pick was that what if that safety we get beats him out in that nickelback role? And I said my reply to him
every draft
was,
pick busts out. I mean, you can say that for every draft pick.
All I'm saying is this, bro. Exactly. So I'm saying this kid, and then you saying, well, all of my approach is this. This is my message to the Dolphin fan base. Initially, we shouldn't just box this kid in and think and relegate him to a nickelback role. This kid has elite traits.
When did I relegate him, bro?
Hang on.
1 year.
You don't sit here talk. Are you going to talk over you?
Bro, because you're generalizing, and I didn't say that.
No, listen. Let me finish my point.
Oh, hurry up! Go get your
point. You know let me finish.
Get to your point instead of asking me to go.
You know what? I deal with y'all behind when we get off stream. Go to the next question. Bring the next guest on.
There is no other guest. There is no other guest.
Okay, with that being,
and TD's 15 minutes, so get it going here.
Never mind. My point is, like I said, bro, we'll address this off screen. We'll address this later on.
Oh, and anyway, those screenshots of where people say he's elite at coverage. I want to see the word elite. I don't want to see he's really good. He's great at coverage. I want to see the word elite, bro, because that's a lot different.
I got you. I got it ready right now, bro. So I'll send them to you. So the next stream,
right here. Go blow it up right now, bro. Send them links.
Well, I'm on my phone right now. I got them saved in my. I have them saved on my phone. So I think, matter of fact, I even sent one in our private chat with me, you, TD, and Ball Game earlier. I think.
Not that
an evaluation of him. I think we need to check your damn phone. You'll see.
Well, if you already got it, go copy and paste it and send it to me.
But again, when you talk about in terms of evaluation, bro, they're all over the place about every player. All I'm saying is this kid, what we'll be asking him, this kid can do that day one. Day one, this kid has put that on film. That's all I'm saying. And as far as you getting up and being ahead of the pick, all I was saying was this. When I asked you about have you watched all his tape all year, that's what I asked you. I didn't ask you, did you sit up here and report the Miami Dolphins?
I said I watched. What did I say?
I didn't ask you that.
No. What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? And instead of you yap, if you would have listened, you would have heard what I said. And I said that I've watched this kid's film since the Auburn Pro Day when I found out how invested we were in him. That's why when I was talking Ball Game down off the ledge, I was the one saying about how much homework they've done on him. So, yeah, man, okay. I have watched the kid, bro.
Okay.
Dude, I don't know. You're getting me wrong, too. You're trying to spin it into me knocking the kid when I've already come out here and said he's a scheme fit. He runs a lot of press man, which is what they're going to work on. I've already said that. What I've said is I like the player. I don't like where the player was picked. That's the difference.
I think you're a little salty on us. You would have rather had a safety or a running back at that point in the draft. And I think you're a little salty on the kid. But it's fine. That's fine. If you say you're not, I can't read your mind. I can only take your word for it.
If you would have if you would have put it on your big boy pants and been on TD streams, you would have heard me say that from the time he was drafted. So really? I don't know what.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bro.
Big boy
pants, bro.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Big boy pants. Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
I see you. You tough guy on camera. I hear you.
Okay, bro.
I hear you.
Bro, don't act like I would be sitting there saying this if we're face to face, bro. Okay. Stop acting like we're going to turn into some brouhaha when all I do is say it to you. You would laugh at me. You would some smart ass remark back and you'll be done with if you're face to face, bro.
But I will appreciate it. If you quote me, please don't misquote me. What I told you is that what I said was in terms of Miami, the potential of Miami selecting him, I said a defensive back at that point in the draft. I didn't say I didn't know who this kid was. What I said was it blew me away that they would select a defensive back at that point in the draft. That was what I said. So I just appreciate it. Just misquote me, homie. That's all. I mean, don't misquote me. That's it. Just
Dude,
say,
you hadn't watched a single snap of that kid before we drafted him.
Well, I watch a lot of SEC football, so I have watched film on him over the course of the year. Because I'm an Arkansas Razorback fan by heart. So, and then of course I watch Alabama, so I've seen film on him. But what I'm saying is,
you've seen live games.
Oh yeah, that's true. You're right. You're absolutely right. You're right. But I will say,
and that's all I saw. That's all I saw until the Auburn Pro Day. It was the Auburn Pro Day when everyone was trying to spin it that we were going heavily for Derek Brown. And from what I understood, that was the kid we were working the most with. That's all. But I projected him as a second or third. I didn't project it as a back.
Hey, let me ask you this reason. You mad at me, bro?
Bro, I love you, bro. What are you talking about? Bro.
Oh my God. Hey, none but love, homie. None but love.
Bro, I love you, bro.
You already know.
You're the Jason Taylor, my Zach Thomas, bro.
Oh my God.
Dude, if we agreed on everything in life, what kind of friendship would that be, and what kind of show would this be? That would be terrible, bro.
I agree 100%. Hey, it's not fair that you're able to mute me, bro. I thought we was in this thing together, bro. That's not fair, man. That's not fair, bro. I thought this was Ian and Reason.
I'm trying to get you to calm down, bro. This guy was yelling, bro. People were saying their speakers were crackling. JD was saying their speakers were crackling. So I was like, yo, and we weren't even answering this kid's question, and he's sitting there like, what's going on with these guys, bro? This guy's looking at us like he just opened Pandora's box.
I had a flashback that moves on TD's platform, bro.
Bro, I won't do that. I won't do that ever to you again, bro. I promise you.
That's greatly appreciated. That's greatly appreciated, but I can't promise that I'm not going to get animated, bro. That's just part of me, homie. I'm passionate about my team. You already know.
That's cool.
But if y'all, for everybody in the comment section, that goes for me, TD, Reason, and Ball Game. We engage like this. It seems like every day we'll engage. You will have spirited engagement like this about our team all the time. But again, like I think that was Esteban from earlier. He alluded to there's no malice involved. It's just spirited debates on our team. Passion, that's it.
And guys,
so I don't want to.
Evaluations, they turn into like objective / subjective opinions because you end up finding players you like and players you don't, right? So, and then you got players that you're more than okay with, and et cetera, et cetera. So, man, it's all love, bro. If these guys heard some of our phone conversations, bro, they would wonder how we're.
I know, right?
Bro, and guys like me, EM, I'll tell you all on EM's become one of my, like, it's crazy because we've never met, but he's become one of my closest friends. And we talk multiple times every day, guys. And it's like, look, we went right back to normal, bro. We don't take this stuff personal, guys. So exactly. At the end of the day, we're not going to take personal shots and start to belittle each other as men. He goes the route he goes because he knows a certain individual bugs me when he goes that route. So this man goes that route because he knows he's going to get under my skin.
Oh my God. I know how to push your buttons. I already know how to push your buttons, bro. It's all good.
But yo, anything before we get out of here? I got to say goodnight to my daughter and then get out there on TD stream.
Man, bro. No, I think we've addressed pretty much everything, man. I'm just happy, bro. Just excited, elated for the all the new additions to the team. We need to officially welcome them. Welcome to the family. All the picks that were selected yesterday and today, over the last 3 days, I should say. But yeah, man, it's on now, bro. It is on. It started with Tua, and it is on now.
Yes,
so
sir.
I can't wait for the season to get here fast enough, bro.
For sure, man. All right, guys. You guys saw before that went out. You guys saw probably the most positive EM you ever saw because he loved the draft so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for your love, team, for ruining that, brother. But we're just joking. Again, guys, like, you know, I agree with him. Like, I was just basically saying, run him in because of what's going to go on with X and. I mean, just run him, get him comfortable. My whole thing is year one. Get them comfortable, develop that awareness, and develop those instincts. And then year two, if they're where they need to be, a guy like X, like I said earlier, a guy like X, you know, all of a sudden his ass is on the line, man. I don't know what else to say, right?
Only thing about my point with this kid is this. I'm just saying he has core fundamental traits that are the, you know, those are the most requirements that this coaching staff will place on a player. Nick Needham wasn't the most instinctive guy coming out last year, but what did they see?
Season one,
right? They developed right. But what did they see in him for them to make him, you know, to bring him to the team? His ability to disrupt at the line of scrimmage, hand placement, short area quickness, his feet, his hips, all of that. And I'm telling you, this kid, he's a more stronger athlete than what Nick Needham was coming into the season last year. And I'm just saying, this kid here, and I guess I might be misinterpreting what people say when they're saying, oh, he's a nickel corner, yada yada. Because I automatically assume
I'm say that for year one. I'm only
right. And when I hear people say that, it's generally when you relegate somebody to a nickel role, they have physical limitations. And I guess my rebuttal to that is with this kid, when I hear people say that, is that this kid has no limitation physically, none athletically. So I think I don't necessarily, and I'm not saying I'm 100% agreement with it picking him at that point, but all I'm saying is based off his physical skill set, I can see why there's a high level of intrigue with this player, and I can see why you consider getting him at that point.
I gave it a B-, and the only reason I gave it a B- was because of where he was picked, not because of the player.
Right.
So I get it. You know, we play a ton of press man. This guy had 210 press man snaps last year, second most in this draft class. So he's a scheme fit, man. So I get all of that, man. Like, you know, the only pick right now the jury's out on for me is Brandon Jones. I'm not sitting here, you know, my whole thing, EM, was I wasn't sitting here saying, you know, my whole thing was Winfield's an impact starter day one, whereas because of our secondary is the way it's right now, it's going to take a Noah based on just the reps he's going to be allowed to have and where those reps are going to have to be an impact starter. But like I said, if year one, if he develops the way they have, and you know what I said, the ball game, they've done the most. This is one of the guys they've done the most homework on. So if he develops the way they project him, he's got the speed, he's got the agility, you know, he's got the feet. If he goes like that, then I mean, like I said, X's ass is going to be on the line.
But again, and think about this from this standpoint, in terms of his development, as far as his instincts, his ability, you know, to track the ball, all of these areas of his game that it appears these evaluators has, you know, they say he's deficient in. This dude played in the SEC, bro. You know what I'm saying? This kid played in the SEC. He's played elite competition. Okay. He's got the athletic profile, okay? Look at Nick Needham. The reason why Nick Needham, in my opinion, didn't get drafted is because they found him under a rock in El Paso, Texas.
Same with Josh Jones. Josh Jones did what he did in the SEC, then he would be going in the first round.
Exactly. So this kid has faced elite competition as elite as he can possibly get at the collegiate level. Yeah. So I think, now, again, as far as his instincts and all of that is concerned, you know, I think that might be a little overstated, I think.
Yeah.
So I like this kid. I'm high on it. I don't necessarily agree with it 100%. They should have put him at that point. We all know I love DeAndre Swift, and I was hoping they would have got him at third, either the third first round pick or got him in the second round, or the top of the second round.
Yeah.
But again, the more you dig into this kid and research this kid, you can see why there was such a high level of intrigue with him in picking him at that point in the draft. So we'll see how it unfolds.
And I'll just say this: his tape is far, far better than a guy like Brandon Jones. Like when you look at Noah's tape, you
Absolutely.
can see, like I said, you can see the upside, man. So
absolutely.
So and you know what, for a guy, he might not get you picks, but the one thing I did see as he got better on over the season was he got better at pass breakups too as the season went along. So, like I said, he's not afraid of being physical with bigger guys. But I got to get out of here for at least a few minutes. I got to say goodnight to my daughter. We've been going for about 2 hours and 48 minutes.
Long.
Yeah, man. We appreciate all of you from coming out. Thaddeus Moss did not even get drafted EM.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
I don't like his open space speed at all. So, fins up, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Fins up.
We'll see you on
Fins up.
Stream. Hopefully,
fins up all day, every day. All day, every day. You already know what time it is.
It's a new day, baby. Let's get it. Fins up.